Hi everyone, this is Muhammad Hamid Khan, and today I'm back with another podcast. I think it's more like a webinar we are just going to do. So let me just introduce myself first. So I'm into semantics, and like it's like 1.5 years I'm working on semantic SEO framework, mainly introduced by Koray, and helping clients and my own websites building topical authority for them and by the way, today I'm with a very, you can say, very interesting guest. For example, sitting in front of me, and today we're gonna like go deep into a very specific component of topical authority framework, or you can say semantic SEO, that I've seen very less people or very few people talk about that. So I think it's better to introduce the guest first, and the guest is Harry Anapliotis. And thank you, Harry, for joining today and being part of this podcast series. So I think it's better, Harry, if you introduce yourself to the audience, and then we can start to the topic and do the practical part as well.
Uh, Hello, everybody. This is Harry. Nice to meet you, Hamid. We follow each other for quite a long time. It's the first time that we meet through this video call, and I'm very happy to be part of your podcast and for your journey as well. Um, I'm Harry. I am an SEO for like 15 years, from the simple things to all the way now to semantic SEO. I'm very deep in the the travel sector, uh, and quite a few other things. My background is developer. As a developer, I am a UX design enthusiast. If I would choose something, it would be the design. I feel it's a very important, a very neglected part of the whole journey, of the whole user journey, and I really like that. And I mostly focus my SEO efforts in the business perspective, and how to monetize everything is much more important than having traffic, on a website that doesn't bring you money on the table.
Yeah,
Um,
amazing. Okay, so Harry, I'll start with a very interesting question. I mean, definitely there will be like a lot of question today, and it will be maybe lengthy video. So okay, so my first question is, could you like please share your experience with the specific framework introduced by Corey, like topical authority framework, like how you started and what things you have achieved, for example, what things you have worked on or working right now, and any case study, for example, totally up to you, whatever you feel better.
okay, so semantics SEO, right? Um, since to 2015, Google introduced wrong brain, and this changed from the query answer, the query, the actual keywords methodology of getting results to actually more semantic um, perspective. And we did not, we already understand this kind of idea, what wrong brain was, but nobody could really express it and verbalize it and say, okay, this is how we should express it on our content, on our documents, on everything. Uh, Koray came along. Okay, he gave us a guidebook and put a dictionary on our hands and how to do it, and how this works, how semantics works, and how we should connect the visitor to the content and their intent and also the user demand and also the perspective of each user.
Mhm.
Um, uh, Later on came the personalized searches. Google is profiling our searches, it's profiling our user journey on each topic. So uh, personalized search results is what we should focus. I mean, personalized results is everybody is based on the history of the queries, and the journey gets different results. With semantics and semantic distances of these queries brings us to the semantic SEO right now. This all came because Google want to deliver better ads, right? Better ads, personalized ads that have better click-through rate, more expensive ads. So this is what they should know more about the search demand. They also enhance, they target the search demand wherever they want, with people also ask and everything. So if they target the search demand, they target to better and more expensive ads. So that's this what semantic SEO is all about. It works, and also, of course, it works because you are playing in their game, you're playing under their rules, and you're trying to beat them under their rules. That's all.
Amazing. And regarding the practical implementation of Koray framework, I mean, uh, I heard about like you worked with Koray directly, and you've been like running some sites and have like trained writers based on Koray's framework, like, and also you scaled or figured out some workflows or systems for like creating briefs at scale, writing contents and scale. Would you like to introduce about your systems a bit so we can know about, we can maybe connect dots after that? Okay, what you have figured out so far based on Koray's framework?
Okay, so I worked with Koray for around 2.5 years, and I'm a developer myself. Koray is also a developer, so we kind of speak similar things, right, and
Hmm.
understand each other. Um, um, I I could say that I observed his workflows and everything. We did like monthly meetings, and I had the questions. He answered these questions to me, and we planned the strategy. And it was difficult all along from the start because
Mm-hmm.
giants to compete. But as I said before, with personalized results and user journeys, this became quite easy for us to rank and get better and better every time. With my business perspective, okay, trying to monetize easier and quicker and better, uh, this worked out very, very good. Um, I believe Koray is a very intelligent guy, right? And the way he understands things is uh, um, is unique, right? I love working with him. Everybody, it will be an honor for everybody to work with him. And I'm not trying to sugar to make this, or like so. I don't know how to phrase that. Uh, it will be an honor for everybody to be taught by Corey directly or anything. I mean, the way he wants to transfer things, it's amazing.
Hmm.
Um, Again, he gave us the guidebook. Whoever has the guidebook on his hands can use it however he wants. That's all. Uh, as a developer, you asked me before, as a developer, I am building my own tools to get things to implement things easier. You can always pay tools and get it yourself, right? If you are not a developer, but every person is unique. Every person wants this way. By
Hmm.
having the ability to do it yourself, having your workflow. Also, a good tip is I spent like 2-3 hours a week to build tools to make the rest of the week faster. It's a good tip for everybody. So
Nice.
if you have time management issues, that will be quite helpful.
Yeah, so I can also relate, by the way, from my journey or experience. Like if you do everything, like even let's take one example. For example, writing the content semantically by configuring all the important entities, by bridging through like adding more context and connecting things together, and also prioritizing multiple certain things over other based on your source context and based on the search demand and based on the consensus. For example, I mean, if you write, for example, one content like that and manually, and first you train and then you start writing, I mean, you have to, like, for example, publish, let's suppose 2000 pages. I mean, it will be years of work. So that's where I guess you need some more scaling. You need some you need to figure out, I mean, how you can make your process more for example, smooth, plus more controlling the quality as well, not just, I mean, scaling the outputs. So this is where I would love to ask how, like, you are for example, automated the different workflows, maybe in the recording, maybe like when you start sharing your screen, maybe you can tell whatever, wherever you feel necessity it is. And by the way, I've never like seen anyone like talking about scaling the Koray framework. They just talk about, and mainly people talk about just topical maps, like, okay, this is how you should, and 90% people are still talking about topical maps. I mean, that's fine, but the actual thing starts right after you create topical map and start writing, like, for example, brief, creating templates, content configuration, writing content and auditing and re-ranking, and for gaining some topical authority state, and adjusting content based on topical borders, semantic distances. I mean, this is what needs to be discussed, and that's why I would say this is the perfect video. I mean, say right after the course to discuss these concepts, interpret how you can put them into practical. So, what do you think about, Harry, about it?
First of all, a lot of questions. Let's break them. Right.
Yeah.
Content scaling. All right. Also, yeah, building a topical map and first of all doing the briefs. All right. Let's say that one person can build a topical map because it's under one brain. Koray framework is a lot, has to do a lot with, you need to put a lot of effort in your brain, right? Because you can think better than any LLM, any data out there, anything. And you cannot, and semantically, you can easier connect the nodes under your brain rather than an LLM can do it for you. So you need a lot of human and a lot of intelligence effort. So let's say that the topical map is built by one person. It can take you a day, can take you a month, can take you months, right? Let's say you do it. Then you need to do the briefs. When you have the topical map, you can do the briefs and cover everything that you want to be covered on each topic, on its entirety, and how you approach everything. When you start, you told me content scaling. Let's say that you have a topical map of like 500 nodes, and you decided that you want to have 1,000 briefs for these nodes in order to cover. You need to start producing and then start scaling. You know your own methodology. You know your own domain. I mean, niche, right? You know the competition. You are the person who created the topical map is the person who should do the briefs or do at least the brief templates, all right? And have notes for the other person to complete the rest of the briefs. So you need to start building in order to scale it and see how I can do this faster. Right? If you mean that content to create the content, writers, right? You can do the writers, you can assign the writers, but until they got what you already have through creating the topical map, it will take ages. You will need to send them back and
Mhm.
see, okay, you fix this vector here, okay, you change here the headings, you do not do correct here, and needs a lot of time. So there is no easy way to do content scaling, content writing, right? Or you can do brief templates, successful brief templates,
Mhm.
and scale them. But still, you need to change supplementary content on each one to
Mhm.
fully represent the search demand. This is quite difficult thing. All right, you can do some content scaling, so, to automate some things, but not all of them needs to be um, scaled.
Mhm.
You can there are different approaches. You can do, okay, I'm going to do template briefs for everything, and then on the content configuration in 3 to 6 months, then I'm going to push the right when I have the right data, the right GSC data, then I'm going to fix each of the briefs, and then we will republish the content. It's the
Mhm.
different approach, but there is no shortcuts here. You
Mhm.
cannot do it. Right? That's why I'm saying you need a big team, and you need a team that works flawlessly from the map
Mhm.
to the brief to the configuration, the content configuration to the writer and everything. This is
Mhm.
not any one person framework, unfortunately.
I can see by the way, some experience speaking. I guess you got some good understanding and then experience as well. So, what? Let me just summarize based on my observation or thinking. Is like it's. I guess it's better to first do things manually. I mean, try things yourself. Even write content yourself, build maps, write briefs yourself. You can try it on any client's maybe website or build your portfolio test websites until you figure out, okay, which will be like your main website where you implement your testings, for example. So
Mhm.
uh, I would say do things manually first, and then if you figure out the process, then try to scale the part that can be automated. Not everything needs to be automated, as you mentioned, right? Like
Yeah.
supplementary content is not cannot be automated. You need to figure out for each of the nodes. So that's great, by the way. So, okay, Harry, I think it's the time to start the promise, right? So, okay, let me introduce to the audience what we are going to do. As you've seen probably some videos on my channel, maybe they were like on creating semantic briefs, some topical maps as well. And by the way, my two parts of briefs, they were like incomplete. And I discussed with Harry, okay, and Harry said, okay, we're trying to make it somehow complete, not to go in depth for each of the thing, but share do's don'ts, for example, what it is, how to do it, some do's and don'ts, and some based on some certain conditions, uh, what are the like best practices, for example. So the topic is we're gonna Harry gonna and I and Harry gonna create a semantic brief for a real topical map from scratch, and Harry will walk us through the steps. For example, this is like step one, step two, initial research, to actually writing the heading vectors, even methodology as well, everything that comes in brief, and then some best
Mhm.
practices on updating our brief content configuration, and some more technical things, everything like Harry has to share. So I guess only the thing is the time constraint is the only problem, because Harry is very open to share everything. So I will hand over to Harry, by the way. And Harry, would you like to present your screen and the topic, and just do, like, for example, let's suppose this is your client and he need a and he need a brief, for example, and what how do you start? This is what we want to
Okay.
know.
So we decided together with Hamid.
Mhm.
Sorry. So we have, a, let's say, he has a test topical map that we did, not me, okay, Hamid. And we have this kind of the topical map. And we decided we can do this one, the types of mortgages in Canada. And first of all, it's a disclaimer here, but this is not how I work, right? You put me, it's like I'm stepping in your procedure. So if I would do it, I would know from scratch, from the start, how I will go, which vector I will choose on each
Mhm.
page, or on each topic. So
Mhm.
uh, I will explain later how this works, right? So
Mhm.
we have this entire here, the type of mortgages. So it will be a listicle that we will explain all the types.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so first of all, I will try to check the the search demand right here. So we did it already here. We're trying to rank for Canada. So we will try to be as broad as possible. So
Mhm.
this type of mortgages, and we will do Canada. And we already did also for the USA to see. I think I've got it right here, right? Yeah.
Mm. Harry, by the
Mm-hmm.
way, is there a way to make your screen a bit more clearer? Yeah, I guess now it is.
Is it okay now?
I guess a bit more if it's possible. Yeah, I guess now. So yeah,
All right.
I hope you can. It is also okay for you.
We'll see. All right. So this is the type of mortgages as precedes the demand. And this is our main entity I was trying. It's not much, okay, to spend a lot of content and I spend a lot of time here. It's 150 search volume a month is not that much.
Mm-hmm.
You can also figure out here from the CPC. It's quite expensive for that much. Let's see if this can give us anything. Okay, different type of mortgages. What are three type of mortgages? Type of mortgages. Okay. Okay, it's quite different. Okay, this rates. Okay, so the source content. Also, what will be the source context here? How we're trying to monetize this document?
I would say the main purpose is to get traffic as much as possible. Number two, related to obviously the topic, and to ask them to subscribe to the paid newsletter list.
Uh, no, what is the website in general? What does it? Is it like an informational website, or
Inform.
okay? So, oh, all right. Let's say that this website is doing loans, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, or like how to
writing consultancy, anything you can.
calculate rates. I see a big demand here
Hmm.
on the rates, you see.
Yeah,
So this could be an obvious one.
yeah,
Let's see. Uh, let's put this one. If it was my website, I would put this one, right? Either with a calculator to try to monetize with a calculator, or try to monetize with actually referring to a bank or something. Okay, so
sure.
uh, now we need to find the what to write as a listicle. So it's a listicle. This is how we're going to search for this one. Type of mortgages is in Canada, and we choose English. Here could be a little. We can use also French because Canada is a dual speaking country. So if we are referring to Quebec or places that are French speaking, okay, we could also try. Let's try English for now. So we'll do the search, and this is what Google already has this candidate, all right? So we go and save them right here. Okay, so back here and okay, I will also open the few competitors. Okay, so you see there is a bank and Investopedia as well. Okay, 5 mortgages. Which is right for you? All right, you got this here. Okay, so it's going, this is the H1, and this is going H2, and H3 is here, if I get it right.
Correct.
H3, okay. No, you need to verify it yourself, because this could be a styling element, this could be also an H2. So
Yeah,
okay.
good tip.
And this one is okay. So 1, 2, 3, 16, and it's going with supplementary content. It's going with a, this is, let's see the next one. This is come from the authority page. This is Canada.
Yeah. This is really an authority source. That's hard to beat.
Yeah. Okay. The quickest way to check this is, to use an extension to get. Okay. Okay, I get the same results on my page. Okay, videos. All right. So let's see. This is also a perspective.
Maybe contextual layer, you can say.
Yes. So it will really worth to have them. So 3 or 4 people, if you want to summarize it.
Yeah.
Okay, with now them in UK, we're going after Canada here.
Correct.
Okay. So this is just notes, right? Okay, we will put them later.
Yeah.
Okay, so now right here. Okay, I have a bookmarklet that I can completely scrape all this one in links, and I can scrape them directly. I put a note there so we can actually check it later. So let me see how I will figure, since I haven't done the topical map, I don't know yet what will be the supplementary content that I will try to go from the types, how I will going to tackle this, right? So let's say that we have these. We may add a few more later, right? I'm usually going with the number 10 or 20 because these are the most popular numbers on the web, and this can give you a small benefit. So let's say we have this. If we do just this, there is nothing different than the first results are doing, the competitors doing. So we need to spin that a little bit, change the numbers, okay, put the more different scopes and different perspectives. So now I'm going to see how different, what difference can give me the perspective here. So what I did is like give me 20 different perspectives, scopes, and personas for someone who seeks types of mortgages in Canada. So I have different here, different perspectives.
Yeah.
This could be important actually to monetize, right? For first home buyers, retirees, immigrants. That's also quite important for us. Real estate investment quite also important as
Hmm.
from foreign countries might come and invest in Canada. So in terms of business speaking, it would be important. Also, this one for investors.
Hmm.
And another thing that we got through Perplexity um, is this one. We did exactly the same prompt, but we used Claude to get maybe something different. Uh,
Hmm.
this could be okay, but this one is important as an audience. So low income earner.
Hmm. Okay, Harry, can we say these roles as semantic role labels?
Yes, I
Like,
will explain. Just give me a second,
mhm.
because for me it is important to cover these kind of things. Okay, we got it already from the previous. Yeah. Okay. So semantic rules, right? We are trying first to cover the the um, the largest audience possible. Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm saying that, for example, Google already knows if you are a single parent. Google already knows if you are trying to buy a home.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you are a first-time buyer, a buyer, uh, or if you are investing, if you are an immigrant, all these kind of things are already known because Google is profiling your searches, your queries. So they already know these kind of things. So if you manage to classify the intent for a classified audience, like this girl is a single parent, this dad is a single dad, and this guy uh, is trying to find the types of mortgages or the mortgages itself, uh, and you already cover for this audience, like what is the best mortgage type for a single parent. Okay,
Hmm.
you already have a big advantage over the competition. Nobody else is covering this one. So this is for a single parent. We have the benefit of be a right candidate for this audience that Google has already classified. Uh, could be not um, on the first query, meaning that on this. Let me see. So types of mortgages here. We may not rank here, okay? But if this single parent check this one, it doesn't find the right answer and goes back and changes the query for a single parent, okay? We will definitely going to be there, but
Hmm.
with a supplementary content. So we cover different perspectives, we cover different and you see here also the and this is getting this from the. So 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 this is get Sorry about that. I'm having connection issues and I joined my mobile 5G. So
Yeah.
sorry about that.
No worries,
Okay,
no worries.
let me share the screen again. Okay, so if we have the right perspective, we may get also here the snippet right here. We may trigger it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, it all depends by sales demand. If the sales demand, for example, if it's growing
Mm-hmm.
about being a single parent and getting mortgages, we
Mm-hmm.
may get also classified right here because we are getting uh, um, you see it's already giving a different perspective because of home buyers here.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh,
Um, okay, Harry, I have a very important question here. Like, where you, by the way, searched on Google for a single parent, like mortgages, for example, best mortgages for single parent, you see there were pages specifically written about single parent, not representative page on types of mortgages, for example. So don't you think we should also, I mean, have a separate page for single parent mortgages like that? And how do you like think that when to create a new page and when not to create a new page?
it all comes from the sales demand. If you don't, in general, um, you don't want pages that do not have traffic or do not have sales demand on your website. So this way, you either consolidate. You, we all make mistakes on the topical map, on the wrong vector, the wrong audience. We all do this kind of mistakes. So when it comes to on the content configuration in like 6 months, and you see, okay, this opening this page was a mistake, so I need to consolidate. You try to find the right page. Semantically, the distance uh, should be short, and you put this content on another page. So you either consolidate on the next step, and in order not to dilute the original page content, you do a summary and not provide the content as is, because still you know that there is no sales demand there.
uh, but but for example, if there's a topic, like I'm trying to get some authority on mortgage, and I have to cover its prominent attributes, right, in its like outer, for example. So if one topic, like for example, let's take that mortgage types, only there's like literally 10 people are searching according to tools. So but this topic is like very prominent, so what do you suggest? Like, shouldn't we
Cover
create,
it.
we
No,
should,
cover it on a supplementary content of another important page.
but on the Google there are separate pages on this context, like their macro context is about types of mortgages, but it has no volume. So should we cover it or not?
Why you want a page that nobody is searching for? Okay, there are pages, there are
Relevance.
pages, but they don't have traffic. Why you want to do it? You don't want to mimic a bad example. You want to mimic a good example.
Okay, so you,
You need to
and
cover. You need to cover it. You need to cover it on another page. You know, with the right vector, you need to cover it somewhere else.
okay, so I think Corey sometimes mentions as well, like the page he created, what should you know before going to Germany? That page actually, what was the main topic of that page? Germany, right? And
Yeah, it's
and
visiting.
literally,
Yeah.
and
What you should know. What you should know about Germany.
what should you know before going to Germany? The
Okay,
title.
so okay, so it's going to Germany, not Germany itself.
Okay, so what was the main
Okay,
topic of the page?
so it
Do you
is
remember?
visiting. It's visiting Germany. All right. It is Germany, but okay, it's visiting Germany. So this changes on the way. I mean, uh, you need the classifiers to make you to 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 think to make Google and the visitors think that okay, you are ranking for the things you want things to put you on the right intent, right? So there is no point of having news about Germany on this page, right? There is no uh, there is no point of having what to say. How can I? We need to do the right research first, right, to answer this question. But in my head, it's like visiting Germany is the right one. Like, where can I go? What can I eat? What papers do I need? Okay, but also depends on the source context. Okay, the vector we need on this type of page, this type of document, is to get the visa. So you at the back of your head, you need also so the preparation, because we are going to talk about getting the visa. This is the example you are referring, right? So visiting Germany and preparation. Preparation is getting the visa and getting the tickets, maybe find the right place to stay. Next, this is how I get the visiting part. Okay, it's like creating a guide. If you see on the page, he's just briefly mentioned about the economics, about the mayor of and this kind of thing when he's doing the city. Okay, this is enough to have because it gives you credibility and gives you the idea that you are knowledge about the country, because this is the identifiers, also numbers, persons, people, this kind of thing. But in my case, it's not Germany itself. Don't need, but you need visiting Germany and what you are going to need from the start, from the planning, from the dreaming, and going there.
Okay, so I have, by the way, another solid point here. If you can hear me properly, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So as Corey also mentioned, that not every page is written in order to rank it. Some pages are written to support the pages to rank. One reason is that, and let me give you a couple of more reasons. For example, if there's a page that is very close to my source context or talking about, for example, how to use X product and I'm selling that product, but no one is searching how to use X product, for example. And based on the tools, tool can be wrong. For example, Ahrefs, they're not getting all the data. That's SEMrush even
That's
as
right.
well. So based on my not topical coverage, but based on my conversion point of view, very specific foundational pages I need to have as a website operator. As if no one is searching, but still they're talking about my products, like how to cancel Zoom, for example, Zoom like meeting software. If for example, this is very important because I have to cover it as a part of my topical coverage as well. So volume, if we only focus on volume, then we cannot get the prominent attributes. We cannot cover that context or for the sake of coverage. Or for example, if there's a Wikipedia page on types of mortgages but no one is searching, so Wikipedia page there is, which means that specific thing is like very prominent or popular attribute, because Wikipedia has created a page on it. And the top authority sources like Investopedia, like Nerd Wallet, for example, everyone has written on that, but it has no volume. Still, that page,
And
I guess, is
can I stop you
important.
right there? Okay.
Yeah.
Wikipedia page, first one may rank for everything and may get no traffic for anything. It's not, I mean, you cannot compete with, we cannot put yourself in Wikipedia. But it's a big if there. You're trying to rank for example, the mortals types in Canada, which
Hmm.
is very specific. Wikipedia may rank for mortal types in Malaysia, in India, in Pakistan, in Greece, India. It has one page that can rank, that can cover everything. Because it has content about Greece, Indonesia, Pakistan, Turkey, everything. So the semantic distance is quite different than you are.
Hmm.
So they may rank, they may close, they have closer connections because they have huge content about Greece, about Turkey, about Pakistan, about Canada. So you don't have connections on your website. We are not going to have connections. So they may not get ranked. They may not get traffic from your country or from your target, but they may have visitors and they may have clicks from other countries. So that makes them prominent. I can tell you from TripAdvisor that I am heavily competing with. During the winter, our rankings change a lot. TripAdvisor gets a huge boost, but because they rank in very similar countries or very similar topics, Google is giving them a boost because they think that if they rank there, they are possibly the right answer for the query, also for the one that I'm competing with. So they get. If when the search demand changes, I am a better candidate rather than TripAdvisor. So the rankings change. So the semantic distance and the content you have on your website about a country, a city, or this changes. I hope I was clear. No?
But the question is, should we ignore those pages if they still have very important prominence, but no one is searching?
What I would do, for example, I build the types and see what's ranking best and get the data myself. I get the GSC data myself, and then I plan the next step accordingly. I mean, in the content configuration, you can you can change the page. That's why what I do here on the slug, on the page, I would do mortgage types. It's way too general, so I can change the page. Okay, so if this doesn't work in 6 or like I would give it more time, like a year. If this never run, or at least I have the right data. So when I have the right data, I know that okay, the first time home buyers is important. So I will repurpose all this page to first home. So I will get I will get better audience there. I may lose something, but let's be honest, I may never rank for this, but I may get here. And maybe this one gives me more leads for my business. It gives me more traffic for my, not traffic, gives me more conversions for my business. And this is more important in my head, right? We also talked that this is the right before that this may be the right audience because low-income earners may look more frequently about getting a mortgage. It will be more difficult for them to get right mortgages. Even though the sales demand is different right here, but this is the most right audience for us. So I would do it more prominent. I will put it, for example, first here.
So you are prioritizing them based on prominence, not popularity.
Popularity, I don't know the popularity yet. It's just a guess from here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Again, this is what I'm saying. This is guess.
Yeah, but it makes sense, no?
It helps.
This doesn't change much because this doesn't change much for the data that you are going to get from GSA. Okay, you can check back in a week or in like 3 to 6 months and see what is the right volume that we are going to have, and then you refactor that. You refactor the page. That's why you need broad pages and short pages. Okay, because I saw on the previous brief right here that we are going to have mortgage benefit type here, and this one. Okay, variable mortal rates. Okay, could be this even better, and skip this one, for example. Have be broad, but when you have the right data, be specific to get to the right amount. And
Yeah.
if you think that okay, I want to repurpose this page, but I'm going to miss something else, then you open another page about this something that you think you're going to miss. The semantic distance will be not far, should be really close, because you get impressions initially, so it could be easier to rank both pages.
I see.
My idea is, okay, so we do like this, H2, H2, the heading levels. Okay,
Hmm.
here, this would be H3, H3, and because most of them will be repeated. I mean, this is a sub list from this list. So we're going to use here a list definition. Where is this one?
For each type.
Yes. So list. And list definition will be the micro semantics
Hmm.
should be for low. I'm just doing this for my writers. Okay, I know each one of my writers. So since we're mentioning low income earner, okay,
Hmm.
we should mention values, and because we're in Canada, where we need to use Canadian dollars
Hmm.
and dollars, right? If you have any localized, or you can use how it's called, GBP, Great Britain pound. You can use like this. But basically, all right, because this is a Canadian website, we are going to use primary currency, the Canadian dollars, the US dollars, and the GBP. Could be, all right. So should mention how low income,
Hmm.
and could be variable rates. Low income should mention salary per year amount. I mean, these are words that should be connected with the low income. That's the micro semantics, right?
Hmm.
So variable rates, variable salaries, I would say, not rates.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see. What else? Low income. We can mention professions with low income earn, that we could make, it could give us relevance, all right? And
Hmm.
if uh, we can ask, give me 10 professions with low income in Canada.
Hmm.
Okay, so retail sales associate. Okay, we can choose 1 to 3 and build a sample range of income levels. Even better.
Hmm. You
Okay,
can,
and this, you can
you can
even build a table there. Huh? Sorry?
you can also mention their range in the subordinate text. What about that?
Yes, yes, from to.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, this is micro semantics, because when you're creating a sub list, this is a sub list from the main list you have here. Okay, you need the micro semantics to be important right here. Otherwise, Google will not crawl this list because it will going to be a list. And if you want to, for example, let's say I will think later. Okay, I will think further. For example, I will see that our initial guess was right. Okay, people first looking for the types, which will cover it on the main context, but the search demand on low income earner is quite big. But we don't want to open a page because it's not that big. Let's say that the types are getting 2,000 impressions, and the low income earner mortgage types is getting 400. And the next one, the next possible candidate is like 50. It's not much. What I would do is I have a list here. So the list will be like one mortgage type 1. I will not go more than 5 in each sublist because I will be diluting the content. Okay, and my list type will be like this.
So
okay, I'm giving an example here, and this will be
Harry. These 5 types will be coming from the H2s on top, which you have put.
Yes, mostly, yeah.
Okay.
Unless this is something very, very different, it will come straight from this H2. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will have a quite amount of content here. Let's say this will be like 300 words. And this will be 300 words, 300 words, 300 words here. Okay, I don't know, I'm just guessing here. Okay, so if I see on the content configuration, okay, that is quite important as a concept, as an entity, I should expand further. Then I'm going to use to make this a summary, a BERT summary ideally, and I will put 50 words here, and then I will have this H3 here. I will make this H2, and then I will expand further, and I will make H3 right here, H1, and 1 not as 1. Got it?
What is the difference when you first written in methodology and then you expanded?
Wait a minute. When I finish, I will tell you. I'm creating a bigger list. I'm giving more weight to the content that is much more demand. The city demand is important here. So, and then I will put here a summative paragraph. Not summative, it's actually exact. Could be summative paragraph, yeah. And here, micro semantics would be expanded. We will give more examples. We will give more professions, for example, and this kind. We will keep the list, and this list now will be a candidate for a rich snippet. Okay, because we have different with HTML. We give the same context, but in different formats. We still have the list, but we're expanding it with H3s. So we are giving, for example, this was like 300, let's say 150 words. Now we are having 500 words each.
Okay, so
So we expanded the content based on the search demand. That's how we do content configuration.
okay, I see. And I have a, like only one question here. Like you suggested that it's better for search engine to pick which format based on the query angle or based on the previous query session logs or query semantics need to be ranked against which query. So if Google want to pick the list format in the feature snippet, he can pick that as well, like 50 words, which you just mentioned. Or if they, or if someone just search for one specific type, then the H3 subordinate text like some semantic uh, summarizative paragraph that will be ranked. So don't you think the first 50 words in the list, in the bullet list, unordered list, and again in the specific H3, the content will be more or less similar? Like how writer can
Doesn't
differentiate
matter.
between.
Doesn't matter because you want an internal connection. Sometimes I just use the first two sentences, but Google is making the connection because you have a list item in strong here and exactly the same here. So Google knows that this one is like giving an anchor. So it's going to get the
Okay,
right
so
connection right there.
it's like expansion or more
Exactly.
depth explanation of the bullet mentioned in.
Exactly.
So I've, what about if we just write the type name like mortgage type 1 and just write the type name in bullet list and explain those in the form of H3s under the headings, not explain in bullets, for example.
You mean delete
Like
this one and just have the other this here?
just put their names in the bullet like X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, like bullets. Not
This will not give you a search snippet. You need to have some explanation. Also, the micro semantics. Don't forget the micro semantics because the micro semantics will give you the right. It will trigger. Sorry, it will trigger
uh,
uh, the right question. Right. It will trigger the snippet. If you just have a list, it's not going to give me anything. Also, a
okay.
good idea if to steal the snippet,
Mhm.
right? If you want to steal the snippet, if you see that somebody else is triggering the snippet, uh, you can go in and steal it by adding a small list
Okay.
right before.
By the way, I've just shared a website with you on meeting chat. Uh, just give you an idea what I'm basically saying. Yeah. So basically, if you go to the substances where they mentioned like marijuana, uh, before that they provided the bullet list. Okay, if you can just scroll. Yeah, this one. Okay, so just provided the names and they expanded in the form of H3s like marijuana and expanded that further. So we can, what about if we just do this, for example?
Look how easy it could be. No, I don't do this because I do this only if the list is very small, like 3, 4 things, and that will not trigger. Uh, you can easily go here, for example.
And whether this is Koray's website, you know?
This is not Koray. This is a partner of Koray, and Koray trained his team. I know who is behind this. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, give me. Uh, this is way wrong. I don't do it this way, but I can show you what you can do quite easily. So just take this one and put it on it here, and bold this one. Bold and a dot, or bold and a semicolon.
Colon,
A
yeah.
semicolon. Yeah, yeah. This is how I do because look. Okay, this is never going to get and still I have visited the website. You see, I have visited the website and still doesn't give me the right one. If, let me see, if I do
By the way, which country you're searching in?
Greece.
It was like maybe from Thailand. So if you can do Thailand, maybe this website was ranked. Okay, yeah, like this.
You see, it doesn't even trigger from the site.
Hmm.
It gets it,
Yeah.
but if you do it the other way, it will give you the right away.
Okay, makes sense.
That's. I honestly, it's a long time since I saw a list without, if you ask me, you can build this kind of summary is very basic because it doesn't get the right data and the right density of the words of the right. You can use here BERT,
Hmm.
that's the base model, but there is also this one that's even better. I don't know, this sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and I will give you.
And what about reverse engineering? What about reverse engineering what's already ranking in feature snippet, or for example in any sub feature, like people also ask, and grab that text and make it more better by adding more context entities. I mean, what's already ranking, just you need to compete that actually, if I'm not wrong. So if you pick that and optimize further that specific snippet, then maybe chances will be more higher to rank on that specific part.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, but it's more than that. I mean, you cannot just steal a rich snippet. If you already have, if you are ranking better,
Hmm.
but if you're ranking more than a competitor, but the competitor has the rich snippet, means that the structure of the snippet is better. So restructure your data better, your content, restructure there. You could use a table. You can use a list, an ordered list, and an unordered list, this kind of things. And also you can still provide the same content in different formats, like a table, both exactly the same. Just change it a bit, but it's still the same content. It's actually double validating the same content. Okay, Google scrapes the table. You see, okay, I got this data from this table, and I got this data from this list. They are similar, so okay, I'm going to prioritize this one instead of the other one. You see, we got it back to 75 words, and it used to be 300. So just use this one. It's
Yeah.
not going to alter much your engrams, but still, or alter much your the website size or something like this. This is what I would use. Uh, you see how
Hmm.
different is this one, the ChatGPT change rather than BERT. BERT is way much better. It's just one, two, three sentences. How many dots are there? One, two, three sentences. You use it, but this doesn't always work, right? You need to create your own BERT summarizer. Let me see. Okay, so so we covered this as well. So the best we covered the different perspectives right here. We may skip those if you think that the content we could use like this should be 65 to 70% of the document, the main content right here, and the rest should be around 35%. So in case your writer gives you tons of information here, you can always summarize it with a BERT summarizer. Um, so let's say like this, and now we need to connect it. Of course, if this has more search demand rather than this one, there is no need to have so many words here. You just do like just a simple mention, like 100 words each or like 50 words each.
Hmm.
50
Mhm.
words each. Yeah. Okay. As I told you, I'm not aware of this topic at all. So normally I give more information here. What, how, uh, give numbers. If you're writing about a topic that needs a reference, like you can do like patent, patent number or research number, research researcher name or founder or these kind of things. I usually put them on the brief when needed.
So I have a
Um,
I have a question here. You said I'm not a sorry. You said I'm not an expert on this topic. So for example, this is almost case for anyone who's like creating any brief, for example, how someone can be first expert on a topic, like from how, like read any Wikipedia page, for example, or how to research and be an expert on topic first, then write a brief. Can you like give me any tips?
if you create the topical map,
Hmm.
you are becoming slowly an expert. And with the view of what should I cover or what should I not cover, what my competitors are doing, what I think I should be doing, or what should I steal from the competitors, what they are doing good and they are ranking for. That's how you become an expert. In my case, right? As I told you before, I don't consider myself an expert, but I am judging by my head and by the data, what the data tells me.
Yeah, nice,
But if
great.
you create the topical map yourself, you already know what you should write, how you should write it, and how you prioritize because you have done your research yourself.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, now give me a second because I need to connect it to connect this with the mortar rates that you were trying to monetize here. Now, what I do, what just if normally if I create the topical map, I already know how I'm going to connect it. But since I haven't any experience on this topic, I'm going to use the help of an LLM. So give me 10 questions to connect. Also, since if we see that this mortgage is popular,
Hmm.
okay, and it's the same methodology nowadays since they are okay. So let's see. Um, now I don't have any. Okay, so see, we write for sure. We need the definition. Okay. As I told you, I don't know the topic, so I'm going to find some data, some dummy data. For me, it's dummy. Okay, give me give me 10 questions about a civil mortgage. Uh, how it's called? Loaner. No, I don't know how it's called. The person who gets a loan? Loan.
Um, I don't know.
Loanee.
I don't know. You can double check.
A person who receives a loan. Ha. Okay, so credit score is important, as I see. Income requirements, for sure. I can say typical interest rate for this, for X. Okay. Is you can say typical because this is a variable. Mm, original, okay. If the home I want to buy is mortgage, low rate to have. Okay, let's say that this is the things that. And this is called X for now, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so because it has to cover each one of them,
Yeah.
what is the minimum? I don't know. We don't have credit scores here.
I think it's better to have a third person sitting like an expert on mortgage.
Yeah, always, right? What is the minimum and max, not maximum, minimum? Uh, okay, thus this in my case it will be like 10, 15 questions that I would get, that I will note. I will have when I do the research and I put create a topical map. I already know what questions I need to answer there, right? And uh, who usually gets, I mean, audience. This is not a priority, so we will move it at the bottom. Okay,
Hmm.
the others are very important. So you can say that single parents usually get this one, right? So you put a person, you refer the audience right here. So let's say that we have this one. Okay, if you think that later on, if we see that this assumed mortgage is important, is more important than the others and has enough sales demand, we decide to open a page, right? Or
Mhm.
we see that, for example, this reverse mortgage is more important, we put it as number one. Okay, we organize it
Mhm.
and we put number one and we open a page. When we open the page, we need to answer all these questions that we have from the brief on a new brief. Okay, so
Mhm.
we put them as H2s. Uh,
Mm.
we put them as as H2s. We expand the content. We add more possible perspectives there. Come on, all right, here. So this becomes now H2, H3. Uh, I usually put this lower because if somebody is looking, for example, this kind of models, already know what it is in terms of
But
for mortgages, no. but for
Machine.
things, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Because this will be an informative post. Okay,
Yeah.
so as we do it right here, so let's say this is done. And if we have a page on this one, maybe we already know that this is important. What? What? From our research, we already know, for example, that this assumable mortgage is important already. So we already know that we will have a page. So
Mhm.
we have the mortgage exactly as a exact match, because I like exact matches, not match. And we say it is a relevant page, and also your writers know that it will link. If we already have a page, I put it green, so the
Mhm.
person knows and finds the page, already put it on the link on the document. If we don't have a page, I put it red. Or if I think that soon enough I will open the page, I will put it like this. But this
Mhm.
means that the writer doesn't have a page yet. If we already have it, or if we plan to create it, or like the next brief that I will create, like this. And this will be also right here in all. Now, if we are going to link here, for example, if this one had, also here, we try to link as low as possible on the section. Okay, as low as possible, and not at the start of a paragraph.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
important because yeah, okay.
I have a couple of questions regarding links. Should I ask now or wait for some time?
Well, go.
Okay, so number one thing is, I mean, it's like mentioned in the course as well, and normally people say that you should be like linking from the macro context or main content, because for machine the overall page rank dilutes or it shift to another page. Okay, so here the h2s they are actually in macro context. So should we link from macro context? Is it the right approach?
Look, it all for me. It's first of all, if this is a quality node, I will try to preserve the page rank, and I will not link much. If this is a quality node, this one, I mean,
Hmm.
it's something important that I want to rank there, and it's more possible to rank, I will link there. I don't mind. All right.
So there will
Uh,
be 17.
but this type,
Mhm. Yeah.
uh, if, for example, I have pages here, but I think it's impossible to rank, I will not link. I still have the knowledge base, but okay, I know that I will not rank because like very huge competitors are already ranking there. So I know that I will not going to rank. So I will not link. So I will preserve the page rank on this page. If I have a quality node and I want to keep it as it is, I will preserve the linking. I will preserve the page rank. Normally, I don't do it, but this in this type of bridge, which is a listicle, yeah, the idea is to have sections and link them there. But if, for example, I'm doing this one as a separate brief, I will not uh, I will not link from the macro context. I will not link from the main context. I will link only from the supplementary context. And most probably, the first link, exactly after the main context, it will be seed to root. So from this one, okay, so let's say I have this one. And let's say I have definition,
Hmm.
interest, rates, and others. Uh, I don't know if I'm, and let's say X or Y means the source context. So if I have this here, and then
Hmm,
I'm this, for example, I end the macro context here, and then this is supplementary starts, and then
hmm.
here either 2 or H3, depending the density that I want to. And this is what, for example, are the other mortgage types available. And then you link to the root, which is uh,
The one.
mortgage,
Hmm. Uh,
mortgage
I guess
types.
root is what is mortgage. So it can we say it's seed if not root? Mortgage types as seed.
This is seed. No, they are both seeds from the, but you
But
see,
what
this
is
is
the
the type.
difference between root, seed, and node? In our topical map, what is mortgage? This is, for example, root. Then mortgage types, if it's gonna expand in the future, then mortgage types main representative page can be this called as seed. And if one type fixed rate mortgage, this can
They
call.
are all seeds. You have one root and
Hmm,
many seeds, but I can call it subseed, right? Because this is still, this is like mortgage, mortgage type or types. Okay, it
hmm.
depends, and this is assumable. They are all seeds, right?
But when we say node, when will be the case?
Okay. Uh, we we have the root, right? Which probably the homepage, like if you have a subtopical map, like a small topical map within the topical map, you can
Mhm.
call it however you like. For me, as a developer, root is this one, seed is this one.
Ah, okay.
You understand?
I get it.
So they are all seeds, but
Uh, Koray says, like in topical framework, he mentioned root of topical map. Like, what is mortgage? This will be the seat. Sorry, this will be the root. Like Germany, you if you can relate, that Germany page was root.
yeah, but this is on the document, not on the topical map.
No, no, I'm asking about the topical map.
On the topical map, you have the route. Okay, it's probably, I don't know, the source context should be the root. Okay, the not the source context. The quality nodes could be the root. No, let me see. Yeah. Okay, this is I don't know how to explain that. Let me say. For example, here, this is your root
Yeah.
because you are creating a subtopical map, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, this is a small topical map within the topical map. So, but if you see the big picture, then mortgage is a seed. It's like you
Because
have a tree and you have an apple, right? But within the apple, you may have another tree that has different apples. This is the idea root. All right. In my opinion, again, in my head. Uh, so
hmm,
let's see. All right. So here, and this is how, because on your questions, this was type how you do see, and you cannot, you can do this in like 3, 4 seeds to link like this. I don't think you are going to need to open pages on all these variable types, on these mortals types. If
they
you
have
do it,
they have search
sorry,
demand. They have
if
search
they,
demand.
yeah,
Hmm,
if they have, then you open. For example, this one, yeah, like
hmm.
this. So let's continue. So we want to connect here. There is. Let me find it and get back to you. Koray. Um, bridge topic suggestion. Yeah. So this is from Koray. Okay. So select. Okay. Let's say mortgage types. Types to mortgage rates.
I think the spelling mortgage.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Rate locking. No, this is okay. This doesn't work in our case because this is no. This is not the right LLM, the right GPT. Let me find the one.
Mm,
Let There is one from Koray that can help you calculate the distance from here, from the types to mortgage rate. If you cannot do it by your head, I cannot do it because I don't know the. So let's see. 10 question connect to type. Okay, let's see here. I will put them directly here and I will justify them. How do market typically differ from fixed rates? Okay. No, they're quite lengthy. Okay, so I don't want to.
why 8 words? Okay.
No reason.
Okay.
Still, it's not going to be 8 words. Could be more. But when you on LLMs, when you say shorter, they don't understand shorter or longer or more. They need exact number so they can just adjust.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
this is much better. Okay, this is a useful question. Okay, this is also. Okay, this is credit score. I think this is important. No. I don't know the topic. Honestly, I don't know any of this what it means, but must I pay? And also after that, when we connect this is a Boolean question, which we like. Okay, so we get here. This this would be like an A4, an H4. Okay, that's important. But I don't know what all this means, right? That's why I'm deleting them. How long does the mortal assumption take? Okay, this is good because this is what will give us the mortgage rate. Okay, what? Okay, so long, okay, means time, means from to, because we are not experts yet. Okay, we need to find the right answer from the first, second, third result, and then say to include the right answer on our answer. So let's say from 6 months, from 6 to 12 months. Okay. Okay. And this here,
Long time from X to Y. You mean writer, write?
long,
This is for
this
writer?
is this is for the writer, yes. So the micro semantics time. That's how I do it to my others. The writers understand me. So the assumable rates, how the multi type to be assumable rates, okay. How, let's say that we will link from here, mortgage rates. This is not ideal, but I hope people get uh, the procedure rather than the outcome itself.
Yeah, I
I
see.
mean, I would not do it for a client or for even for a friend. I'm just doing it for demonstration, right?
Mhm.
So what happens to the alert? This has no bridge to each other. Okay, okay. What mortgage types are typically assumable? Okay, we can have this one. What? How do mortgage rates compare to current rates? Yeah, that's good. You put a comparison, right? Mortgage rates. If you are going to link, then your heading needs to contain the main entity right here. All right.
But what that need to be included? The main entity?
Yes. The main entity here needs to be
Hmm.
included here. Okay. Not exact, but could be a relevant match.
In H1, right?
Uh, yes. Not H1, of course. Yeah. Because yeah. We did not do H1, right? Yeah, because we do the H1s in the content content planning. Okay, so let's say uh, we did 20, 25. Let's do 20 because I like this number. 20 more to type for, I don't know the source context again,
Hmm.
because normally, for example, if we are something uh, specific for a bank, for example, and we know that our audience is low income earners or first home buyers, I would put here for low income earners, for example. It's restrictive, but it gives us another perspective that Google uh, doesn't have already. We may get instantly the the place for the other one for single parent. We can be tested there, and if we succeed, we will keep the ranking. But for this case, I will go like this: mortgage types, for example, of mortgage. No, mortgage types is better. Mortgage types. Let's say we will put mortgage rates. Mm, let's see what the others do. Okay, I think we will do this one. We could do definition, but this in my head it goes without saying, so I will not put it. So interest rates, let's see, credit score.
Mm-hmm.
I could even to make it shorter. This is how I would do it.
Mm.
Still, I don't know if it's important, if this is important, if this is important, if this is important. The only thing I know is because we said is that we are writing about mortal types and mortal rates. All
So
right.
uh, for example, if you are new to a topic, like how would you craft a title from, like what are the criteria? Like, would you like create the whole brief and based on the heading vectors, you decide what attributes you need to put, or based on the SERP, or based on the your topical map, or based on your source context? Like, could you summarize it? Like,
On the topical map, when I create a topical map, I create also, for example, I say, okay, I need to cover the mortals topic. So at the mortals topic, what do I have? I have the mortals types,
mm-hmm,
what I need to cover, and on the mortals types, what I need to cover then. Okay, so I make a list and a sub list and a sub list within the sub list. So when I create the topical map, I already know what I need to cover there. And when it's time to make the brief, I make only small refinements on how to get from here to here, from here to here, which is quite easy, quite quick. Okay. And especially if you create a template brief, it is already, it is much easier. So you just change a few things, a template, yeah, a template brief. So you just change based on the demand of each, for example, mortal type or on each, like this. In my head, the topical map is the most important step. Then you already have all the information you get because you research already what people are doing, what uh, you should do based on your brain and based on the different competitors are doing.
okay, so basically you decide based on the SERP. Like, first you put 20 in the like mortgage types, then you decided to not to include it. Like, how you decide, like based on the SERP consensus, you see that no one is using numbers, so you shouldn't be also including number. Is that the case?
You mean in this exact brief?
I mean, or any title. For example, if there is an entity like mortgage, right? So how would you
Mhm.
decide that your title could be, for example, start with what is mortgage and how does it work? You can also write it like mortgage colon definition types and rates, like this as well. And how would you decide the format for your title, number one? And then how would you decide which attributes you will add in your title, and what will be the order of those attributes? Like, which one first?
Again, on the top, when I create a topical map, what I do is decide the format based on the data and how important are the data for me. For example, we saw that this one is not so important, right? Okay, I will do a listicle. I don't expect huge traffic there, but I need to cover it because it will be a bridge to something more important, which could be this one, right?
Hmm.
So I will not spend much here,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? I will spend more time here because this is more important and has more serious demand.
Yeah.
That's how, and I know the serious demand beforehand, right? I know it from the topical map.
Hmm.
That's why I prioritize based on the serious demand. And this is the serious demand guess. When you actually have the real data, then you refactor that, you reconfigure this. And uh, if you need to know in advance what you will do if this is wrong, right? So you say, okay, I built this, I create this brief, this is a list, but okay, I don't have enough serious demand, so I have a page that is doesn't give me anything. Uh, it is important to have because it will connect all the different mortals types, and the mortals types are important for me. So I will just keep the page, but try to make it more uh, more competitive in terms of impressions. I should be included. I should have impressions. So sometimes what I have done, for example, in types, it's prioritize like we did here.
Hmm.
You see, so this way I will get more impressions. Still, this is not important. This is not. This doesn't get impressions, but this is more important. And sometimes you can still scrape this or put it one step lower in your headings and put this on top. So what is the, and you are still relevant because you're saying mortal types, but my main purpose here is for low income earner because the right audience is this one.
Okay, so what I get is basically you decide which attributes you have to, or you can, or you need to put in your title, and based on, and what is will be the order is based on your brief headings order, like which is more important, and that
Mm-hmm.
important is coming from search demand, and
Mm-hmm.
also checking the SERP as well. Okay, if top three competitors or top three SERP results have used one same like mortgage rates as an attribute, so you will also need to do the same. Is that the case?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, this is a strategy, right? Somebody else may use another strategy, but the idea for me is to go broad, get the real data, and then publish the real one that you want. And also, you need to come back again in 6 months because the search behavior changes quite often. I can tell you a very easy example, a very funny example. Uh,
Mhm.
there are TV shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Who Wants to, this kind of shows that change the, uh, or like travel shows um, that make destinations or make entities popular. So this changed the search behavior of the people. I have a post about a movie, and
Mhm.
every Saturday evening, when this movie, for example, is shown in Belgium or in Holland or in USA, is playing on free TV, then I get like thousands of impressions and clicks because people are searching for locations in this movie.
Mm.
So this changes because like changes based on different countries, based on the momentum that happens. For example, like a very common example is if you are searching for Barcelona,
Mhm.
okay, if you search for example now, you see the travel guide. But if you search the day that Barcelona Football Club is playing, you will get all the results about the game, the stadium, what time it starts, who is going to start, the starting 11, and this kind of thing. So
Mm.
this kind of give you the right thinking of how you need to react on this. Since behaviors changes, For example, I had a post about a beach that became very, very popular in France. Greek beach that became popular in France. And you could see the clicks and impressions and go high, 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 high. And I say, okay, I need to search why, because it's not a very popular beach. It used to get like 10 clicks a week. So, okay, it was a travel show that made it a big deal, and the host went there, had a good time. And a lot of people watched this one, and okay, and starting to know more about it. So, or before it was what can you do near this beach? But now it became popular about what is this beach and where is this beach.
Mm.
Previously, it was people who were already here in Greece and were searching about, okay, should we go? What to do next? What to do before? Where to eat there? But then it became popular in France because people were looking from France. So
Mhm.
how we get there? What is it there? And so the search patterns change and the search behavior change. So you need to follow up there. And it's important to follow up because it's the reflexes you show.
Hmm.
The Koray calls it reflex, I think, reflex, responsiveness.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, amazing, amazing. Okay, so
I hope I was very helpful, but it was my first podcast.
yeah, definitely. It definitely the audience reaction will tell us how this is going. And again, I'm by the way surprised. We have like literally, it's going very good so far. So should we complete it or?
Yeah, kind of. We're like 4 hours here.
Yeah, we've been connected since like 12 p.m. my time, and it's like 4 p.m. So very lengthy
Okay.
class.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I deleted the questions I did not like here because this is not something I want people to know. But yeah, to see, I just left the linking part here.
Okay, so regarding question generation, for example, if your topic is like again mortgage types, you can say that like there are like maybe 500 questions that are relevant to mortgage types. Like you're getting data from LLMs, you doing your own question generation, any from anywhere. How would you decide out of 500 questions which you need to keep and which you need to remove?
Uh, if it's logic. And if you know the topic in your head, you know what is too much, what is not too much. Uh, in my case, it deleted who, which questions are looking long shots, and I wouldn't have this kind of questions on my brief. But it's also what you want to connect, where you want to end up on the supplementary content. What is your quality node you want to add there? Okay,
Mhm.
so this is what vector, what vector each question gives you in order to end up to the quality node that you want. So you need to know all this beforehand. In my case, and as I told you, you do it in the topical map.
Mhm. Okay, so is there any way, for example, through which we can check, okay, out of 500, which 10 questions are most relevant or close prominency from close semantic closeness with our topic, for example, mortgage type? Like, can we check it like in bulk, like out of 500, which 10 questions are more close to the entity?
Yes, what you can do also is you can scrape the competition and then feed it to LLM
Uh-huh.
and then say what are the more important questions
Uh-huh.
that most, for example, most competitors also answer or ask. This could be also useful. I mean, these are the must, what I do as well. To scrape all the competition and see what are the most common questions you find in the knowledge base. So you can get this type of, and then you think out of the box and based on your own knowledge and based on your own perspectives, on the perspectives you want. This is how I do the questions.
Okay, so you mean scrape the competitors? You mean the exact page which we want to outrank, or the whole website?
Both. I do topic. I do per topic. For
Uh-huh.
example, the knowledge base, for example, will not change much if you are doing the types.
Can you do the same for this topic? Like scraping the competitors, then doing question generation.
Okay. Okay, I will need to hide a few things.
No worries. I'll make some edits.
Okay. I need to hide my URL bar because the tools I use are also my. So I'm going to use a snippet here. So I will take all these scrapes and then I'm going to use my tool right here, which I put here. And I'll say, like, for example, mortgage rate.
Hmm.
And this is a Python script. I haven't used it for a while, but
I'm by the way stuck at the Google search result. Are you
oh,
showing?
sorry.
Yes. Oh, sorry. What you did? You just put the topic?
No, this is my top. No, this is my just it. But it doesn't work. I don't know why. I haven't used it for a while. Let me
It's scraping the Google ranking results, like top 10.
give me a second. Not the top 10. Yes. So I'm getting this one. Okay, and I have a how's it called, a bookmarklet. So it takes the top 40s, 50s. I don't know. I don't. I think top 80, but I scraped unscrapable. Uh, then I put it in this that I have created, and I say like mortgage, but it doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe I haven't used it for a while, honestly.
Maybe your
Mortgage.
mortgage spelling, maybe due to that.
No, no,
I
I'm
think
killing you. I'm killing you, right? No,
it happens.
mortgage Canada. Let me see if it works here. But I think I need to empty the cache. Yeah.
By the way, URLs are types and the topic is rates.
Doesn't matter. This is just, I'm just naming here.
Okay, okay. So you wanting, I mean, what this is doing basically, it pulling.
It goes through its website here
Uh-huh.
and getting just the text and the body. I can make you a small demonstration right here. But it's getting the H1,
Uh-huh.
just the H1, the URL, so I know which one it is. And I'm getting the body. The body is, where is the body? This one. This is a WordPress or similar, but
I
yeah,
cannot.
it's the class, this one here, article body. I have, it's quite advanced in terms of it gets the right content everywhere, every time. So it scrapes only the text and the headings, and it's giving actually building a knowledge base based on the competition.
I cannot see the other screen.
Sorry. Okay. So I'm getting here.
Okay, this
Let me
one.
share. Let me share better. Okay, that's better. So it's getting the heading, the H1, it's getting
Hmm.
the URL as well right here, and then it gets the right here. The body here. This should
Okay.
be, normally could be like article
Yeah, got
right
it.
here. Yeah. it depends. I have the Python script I'm using is getting the right tags about the content based
Mm-hmm.
on how deep they are. So they
Mm-hmm.
are getting the right content. And then it gives me a text file with all the competition. And I'm going back to the.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't work. And I haven't used it for a while, honestly. So it gives me the 38 URLs fetched and the time that it took. That's for my data and how much. And I download the file and then I put it either on ChatGPT right here. You can, add it right here. And then you just start asking questions. I also have on the settings. Let me see, where is my settings? Um, mm,
See plugins.
Not really. I have how? I don't remember how. Customize. Yeah,
Hmm.
the rules here. They gave me some algorithmic rules, author rules that I use it always. Mm, this kind of things.
Is a rule for what?
Just to get the response as close as to Koray framework possible.
Response
Then
from building knowledge base in terms of.
no, you give the knowledge base and then you ask the questions directly from the brief, right
Okay.
here.
Okay. If you can show me how this can be done.
I don't have the knowledge base. You know, that's what is the best prototype. But there are also, this is not how I do it. I do it quite differently because I have like, I include also here many things, many. I also have a Python script and I use the API from the ChatGPT or Claude. I can change whatever you want. And then you have based, again, you say based only on the attached knowledge base,
Hmm.
give me 200 words about answering like this. And then you add here the text, the file that the script file and give him. And now will tell me that
I get it now. Basically, you write content based on that knowledge base.
yes.
And from where you get the questions, like the same you mentioned through LLMs, through something
I
like
get
that.
a question from my brief. What do you mean?
Okay. I got it. Hmm.
This is
Can,
not how I do it. This is the way I used to do it, right? I no longer do it this way. Uh, okay, because it's changed a lot. I have built my own tools. I have built my own tools, but this is quite easy to do it.
okay, can you by the way, if possible, can you show how your knowledge base looks like? For example, the format of that. Any previous example or this one, for example,
Uh, Let me see.
like what actually is present there.
Let me find something that I can show you.
Yeah, the one you just downloaded. I mean, we can see that
I did
actually.
not. It doesn't work. I need to fix that because just my
Hmm.
writers use it, and they use it actually another server for this.
Yeah, your writers are
But
lucky to.
yeah, I built things just for them. So, uh, but I will explain you very easily. For example,
Hmm.
okay, it could be like. Okay, so this is the title, for example, or you can use Markdown for this. This is like this is H1 in Markdown, and mm, okay, so it gets also who is it about.
Hmm.
It gets out all the okay, and also including the link because I may ask later.
Hmm.
So, and this is it's much more concentrating. Okay, so this is Markdown. Key takeaways. I'm using this is obviously an aside node, so I don't use aside node, but this is like this. This is like this, and this is concatenate all the competitors like this.
Hmm. Double
So you
hash means
actually have
double.
a knowledge base based
Double.
on what Google is already ranking.
Okay. Can I ask what does this hash mean in content?
As if this, for example, is H3. This is
Oh.
called Markdown. And actually, let's try to do it. We can actually extract, I don't know,
Hmm.
Markdown down. This you can actually get it straight away. Yesterday, this didn't work. Let's hope it works today.
Hmm.
But you can also use an LLM to do this thing for you, but it's quite heavy. Okay. You see,
Hmm.
this is the H1, this is the H2, this is H3, this is Markdown. It also includes images and links.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
And you
Got it.
imagine this one, 38 websites, pages, all down.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And this
Okay.
is the knowledge base.
So this is called a knowledge base around one topic.
Yes. And now, yeah, what is ranking? The right thing to do would be I used to do this, but it was really time consuming. Like, for example, if we have Investopedia, and when this is ranking, I would go on the whole website, like site Investopedia, and ask for mortgage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see? And then I get all the pages. So I add all of them also on the knowledge base. But this is quite big.
Time taking as well.
No, no,
Okay.
it's very big for the LLM to digest
Mm.
as a knowledge base. It's quite big.
Okay, so I have a very, I think, right question. For example, you go to the chat GPT, you ask that based on this attached file, like which is your knowledge base, you say that okay, let's answer this question based on the knowledge base, for example, knowledge base, right? It answers your question definitely. It based on your trained rules like entities, semantic, triples, everything. But don't you think it will simply the content will be not unique or original for the machines, like, or how would you make your content unique then?
The answer is quite basic. You make your content, your piece of content unique by answering the right question,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they may have the content there, but Google hasn't processed the questions that you want yet, or they don't. First of all, you have also the retrieval cost, right? the competitors may have the information, but it's not direct asking what you want, what the demand wants, right? But this is the information retrieval cost, right? You need exactly. So you don't make the LLM of Google to go to somebody else's content and ask the question and get it back. You answer it straight away, so it doesn't need to. This is the cost. This costs money for Google to bring the LLM to the content and ask the question. You have it with a simple scrape. Got it?
I got it. I got it. But for some questions that need some opinion, you have to write them yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But this is not. This is sometimes what I do it a lot in my case is that I have my own knowledge base of my website. So when I want something, I go back to the knowledge base of my website to get the question.
Uh,
Got it? So you're already building a knowledge base and you're trying to verbalize.
and where are you storing these knowledge bases? Any online cloud where in one click you can make any query, like how based on your knowledge base, what is the answer?
I have a custom LLM that I have my own knowledge base there.
Okay, okay.
When I don't have the information, I say the LLM replies, I don't have this information. So I go back and I add it.
Amazing, amazing. You did like very hard work.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so I think got the answer. Basically, my question was initially like out of 500 questions, my topic is mortgage types. How would I choose the top 10 questions, like based on scaling that I can cover in my brief, in supplementary content, for example, like I'm talking definitely there would be multiple factors like based on source context relevance, but based on prominence, which is more close to my entity. Is there any way I can check? Or simply let me rephrase my question a bit, sorry. For example, I have like creating a topical map and I have like 50,000 contacts or queries, and my entity is, for
Mm-hmm.
example, mortgage. So
Mm-hmm.
I want top 1,000 more close queries with mortgage entity, like prominent. How someone, any tool can do it on scale?
In my case, I always select the questions that give me the right um, contextual flow. Okay,
Hmm.
heading, the headings flow. That's why I deleted these questions here because they don't have the right flow. I choose the right questions that get me where I want. And here I want to go to mortgage rates. As you said before, I did not find the right questions to get me where I want because I don't know the topic, right? Uh, if you know the topic and you know the flow and you know how to get there, that's how I can tell you. From these 500 questions, you may not use them all here. You may use them in another brief. You may use them in a completely different subtopical map. The information will still be on your knowledge base, but it will not be on this connection. You will not make this connection. Doesn't mean anything, under my opinion, right? Um, I think you choose based on the right connections, the contextual flow and the contextual heading flow.
Oh, so you do these things manually, no automation?
No, you need to do it manually because you know the connections yourself much easier. If you get good results through an LLM of the connections, use the LLM. But this doesn't work well. You see how different, how broad and different questions the LLM gave us when we asked this kind of thing.
Got it, got it. All right, all right.
If I knew the topic better, I would put a middle node. that connect this, and this. And then it may give me better question.
Got it, got it. All right, Harry, I think we should uh in 30 minutes we should compile this brief and make it like I mean complete it. What are the, by the way, steps left in this brief according to you? Can you hear me, Harry?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm saying that what are the next steps remaining in this brief?
Depending how in the brief, nothing much. But depending how important the information we want to publish here are, I would create, for example, an image that has all this as a list and give something unique. Also, I would create, I will put some images near the link
Mm-hmm.
right here to give it more density. To uh, I could add some, tables if needed. I cannot see how a table can go here because it's highly contextual brief. No, I would expand it. Honestly, I would not expand it because the topic is big, so I would not expand it more. I mean, these sections will be quite big, and we will already have a lot of information in one page. So this served its purpose, and we got the link to the quality node here, and that's all.
And if we create a table with all the types names in column A, there, for example, when to use, for example, I mean, some semantic role labels, who should use it, or for example, anything, the attributes of these, should we do like that?
I don't think a table would be useful here,
Okay.
especially on this, right? Uh, I would put a table. No, I don't see. I see a list here. I don't see anything else.
Okay.
Depending how important your node is here, this one, for example, you could put a table here with sample mortals rates, or because we make a comparison here, okay, we make a comparison here, so we can put a table comparison here.
Yeah.
That is. As I told you, I don't know the topic, but if you know the topic, this comes very naturally. This goes really easy. How you can enhance the content and make it more. But like comparison table with uh, mortgage mortgage rate
Mhm.
and current rates. At least today, I found out how to spell right mortgage. Now it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless, okay, anything else?
Introduction, the methodology part, I think, is done. All for all
Yeah,
heading. The
yeah.
introduction is about okay. The introduction. Yeah, I think this is.
Okay, the intro. Uh,
And by the way, Harry, by the heading vectors we just added in column A. For example, have we missed anyone, or is it good to go?
I don't know. I haven't said.
Okay.
I haven't said. This is not something I did not do anything that I'm proud of. This was really quick, and this is for a topic that I'm not familiar with. If
Because
you are familiar with, yeah,
yeah, because if we do a familiar topic, then someone who's like a third person watching, they will know that okay, they will say that okay, they know the topic already and that's why they are creating. So this is a good challenge for us. We are in a position we don't know anything, but still we are trying to follow everything.
exactly, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
That's quite true.
and
So I think I'm using the numbers because we have here. So what I would do as an intro here, I could do a bird summary of, actually a summary doesn't work here,
Mhm.
but I will give a very brief list and list definition of maybe not all, but at least the top 10.
Mhm. In a paragraph
Clear?
form.
No, no. The summary will be in paragraph, and later, like listed below, are the top, best,
Mortgage types.
mortal style. Still, it is not completely for X or for Z. I would include something unique here. Okay. And also, this unique should be also here for Z.
In title,
Be-
yeah.
yeah, because this is really, really broad. I'm okay with doing broad, but okay, I'm usually more specific on this. And then here
Mm.
we use the summary.
Representative summary for each
Yes,
module.
yes, for each content that we already have here. That's why we write the intro at the end, so it's all representative. And
That
the
mm,
summaries, the summary here would for sure include all these entities, maybe explanations, maybe I don't know how I would do it. Mortgage rates for sure, because this is our source context. Okay. Uh, Interest rates, yeah, okay, and everything here. Also, mortgage types, and name a few. Name actually the top X here,
mm,
and then a list. And then you cannot be more representative than this. You have here contextually in a list, like the top are like this, and including I will be just being quick here, okay?
this will be in come in paragraph, right?
Yes, in the first paragraph mostly, and we
Mm.
could do like this, mortal type, okay, including, so you include it in the group contextually, then you have the list, and then you have the headings. You cannot be more representative than this. You could do a table as well, but I don't see it. You can do a table actually here. If when you can do a table when you have data to print data. Okay, to have, for example, interest percentage and this kind of things. So this is not a good idea to have tables within here.
Hmm. And how many words
What
summary, by the way, will be in the intro? Like for reverse mortgage, how would you decide that you would need to go for like 50 words? What's the criteria behind that?
um, here, if I wouldn't do this, if I wouldn't do the list, I
Hmm.
would go with like 5 to 10% of the macro context, of the main context. If now that I will do the list, this will be really short.
And in the
Got it?
list, one list plus list df here, yeah, how many words you will write here?
Not more than 15.
So
This could be even more. Could be
is,
like 20, 30.
uh, is there any formula behind that? Like, how would you decide that you how many words you need to write?
I don't want to delay the answer in general. Okay, so I don't want this answer because this here is the real answer. I don't want to delay it from the top, but I have the connection from the list, so I'm not going to delay it a lot. There's no formula. It's how you think of it. But in generally, my intros are like 5 to 10%, depending the brief template, because this is a listicle. Uh, if I'm doing, for example, if we were doing this,
Hmm.
okay, I will do the intro. I will put all these things that I mentioned in the title, 1, 2, 3, 4, the sections that this represent, and
Hmm.
the how I do here, the linking, because this is important as well. And I put it on the BERT summarizer, and it gives me a summary, like 10% of the whole content. But I will make sure that I will double check that all the dates, the numbers, the names are present in the intro.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Mhm. I hope I was careful. I was clear. I, in my
Yeah.
head, I have never had the opportunity to teach this kind of things or to express.
Yeah, we can continue series like this.
It's time for me to go home and rest a bit because I need
Hmm.
to come back at the office again later. Uh, just tell me if you need any question. If you have any question, I
um
can answer it.
how many time you have more?
5 minutes.
Okay, so I think the Google Doc, the one we shared, I guess we can record that later. Like the
Which
answers,
one?
the Google Docs. I mean,
Okay. Yeah, but I think we covered most of the things with the practical.
and some questions I have, by the way, I need to ask. So I think I need some like 30 minutes around more to cover this.
You want to do it on another lecture, on another day, on another video?
Yeah, I think that would be more easy because
Okay.
summarizing is the more important thing. Summarizing the whole conversation. I just want to summarize the whole conversation.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. All right. So, Eddie, let's have a review of the brief we already created and see if there's something missing and move towards some important questions like question generation, supplementary main content, and let's review this brief. Yeah, this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can you make it a bit clearer if it's possible?
Let me know if this is okay.
Yeah, better.
Better?
Yeah,
Okay.
better.
Okay.
All right. Mm, so we have mortgage types, and then we have the 18 types. Okay.
Uh, let's recap what changes we did here. Okay. We did it off the record before, right? So
Mm,
what we did is we explained how the mortgage type should be named here, including and
mm,
then include the top, let's say 20% if your list is big, we have 18, so we mention like 4 or 5, it's okay. If your list is smaller, you can mention all of them. And this is the terms that should be, the queries that should be uh, mentioned on the intro. And here we changed, we had the perspective here and we removed it because we want to cover as a main context, we should cover a bigger list.
Yeah.
And that's what we did here. And what else we did? Here we added that each mortgage type could be a repeating list item from the main list. The main list is here.
Yeah.
So if we think that from this perspective, one of these lists is a good candidate to be featured on the list, we can mention it also here, and could be any number right here. But very important, the micro perspective, the micro semantics should be mentioned here and should be clear. Otherwise, we're just repeating what we are doing here.
Yeah.
In my head, this could be a new post, but if the search demand is low, we just we consolidate in one post. Later
Yeah.
on, if we see that there is huge demand for this sublist, we can open a new page and
Yeah.
do a summary and keep it on this document.
Hmm.
The same like this, we can, prioritize, we can differentiate the prominence depending on the search demand on the content configuration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
As you see on this brief, this is the most prominent one, the big list. Then we have another perspective, another aspect, which is less prominent. This is then we have another one, which is just the list definition, which is less prominent than this one. And that's it. You can even have an even less prominent with just converting a list to paragraphs. And this is the least possible prominence you can give to a document. So depending on search demand, you can always change this and get more impressions and more clicks later on.
Yeah.
You can also you can also change check the competition, how they do it and how they prioritize each perspective. But in my case, what's important is what gives you the best leads and best conversions, because that's what is important at the end.
Yeah, I see it. All right. So, Harry, is there anything left in this brief? For example, adding, you can maybe name it yourself, like in your process, which things you add further in before sending to the writer. I mean, you want to add any more questions? You want to add like query semantics, like that?
It depends the writer. Okay, if I know, for example, you should know your writer, so you know what things a writer oftenly misses, and this is what I do. For example, I don't have specific things that the most important they do is just to get the right template here, the question answering template, like list definition and this, because this is important. Really, this gives you the right prominence of the document. So that's the most important for me. Also, the micro semantics and the salience are the top things that I completely make them understand during the training. These are the top three first, right? Then I build the right tools to give them the summaries, to give them the prominence, and prominence comes from the template, okay? But I'm sure I'm just making sure they understand these kind of things. The salience, the prominence, and the prominence comes from the template. the micro semantics, what to mention on the initial briefs, just on the first briefs that they should accomplish, they should write. I'm more specific on the micro semantics, just to show them how this should be done, and that's all. And you should go soft on them on the micro semantics, because it is quite difficult to understand for a for a writer, not for an SEO. For a writer, it's quite difficult.
Okay, got it. Okay, Harry, by the way, one important question I would like to ask, like regarding writing the article methodology, like from if you are like not expert on the topic like mortgage or mortgage types, you haven't like done any research on this, definitely you will do it first. Okay, so when we write article methodology, like the macros micro semantics and like the format and then which anagrams or which context terms to use, I mean, you just follow the top 10 competitors or read what they have written, for example, in one specific heading, and then combine their specific formats and everything and make your semantics rules with some more addition, and you write like that. This is how you normally do.
When I check competitors, okay, initially you need to find the top 5, let's say, that cover the biggest audience that matches the audience that you want to get, right? This is the 5 that I track from the start on the way to the end when I'm doing the briefs. When we are competing, when we go to the document level, to the brief level, then I check the search and see, okay, maybe if our type of website is never going to, let's say, we're never going to get rankings for example, to compete directly with a bank. Okay, they got the authority, they got all things that are important to rank on this, let's say, for this document. Then what I try to do is first get the template, what they have on this page, and I'm actually trying to do it better, try to find the right prominence, the right which attributes they do prioritize, and do it the same. And when I get enough sheets, when I get the GSC data, then I see, okay, maybe they did wrong on this one, and try to do it better. I know initially that I'm never going to get number 1 or number 2, number 3, because this is all bank related, but it's like Google reserves some spots for a different perspective. So I think you may go for this spot, like provide a different and unique perspective. And if later on Google gives you this chance for the different perspective, you may earn this kind of spot permanently. And this is how I do it. First, initially, like the top 5 that cover the biggest audience. Then on the brief, just add 2 or 3 or 4 competitors and check. And you go, so it's an ongoing procedure. You cannot go, unless you already got the authority, the topic authority. You still need to build on that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, very nicely explained, by the way. I would like to ask, like, I mean, when we are writing brief, there would be like data coming from different sources. I mean, one you can say like search behavior of a user, like which is query semantics, right? Number 2 would be from dictionaries, like lexical relations about a specific entity, right? Okay, and you can get data from multiple sources. I mean, or tools or platform, maybe through Google search manually, through competitors pages, through Wikipedia, etc., etc. But I mean, I'm missing any source. For example, number 1 question is that like I've just mentioned, query semantics and lexical semantics, and data from competitors, data from Google, data from href, queries like that, or search console queries if you have already existing page. Is there any else data set or data source I'm missing?
Usually, I'm getting all these kind of things directly from competitors,
Hmm.
rather than if you see that, for example, Wikipedia is getting impressions and getting stealing the serfs, means that okay, nobody else did it better so far. So it would make sense to try to compete with Wikipedia, for example. It's very broad, it's very
Hmm.
general,
Hmm.
and they don't have a source context. Okay, it's just purely information. So if you give the source context within your document, you may steal the serfs there.
Hmm.
Um, uh, about lexical relations, okay. You never know why, for example, a competitor got the top serve.
Hmm.
It could be because of historical data. It may got good Chrome signals like 5 years ago, and still getting good signals for this. But doesn't mean that they are doing it right. Okay, you may do it better. In semantically speaking, you may do it better. You may
Hmm.
even give different perspectives that people do not know yet. Okay, and you may guess and got it right initially, or on the second or the third step. Um, in my opinion, just do what the course teaches, right? Do what makes sense
Hmm.
for everything. Follow your template. If you have, for example, for a neighboring term or for a similar uh, case, for a similar document, you have a template that's working. Try that document on this term. Could be
Hmm.
an initial hit because, okay, specifically if you connect them semantically, you may get very good feedback initially because nobody else has tried. Google will give you the chance, and if your Chrome metrics are good, you may steal it quite easily or just rank to right after the main one, the top search. It's what I do. Um, and also, if somebody is quite experienced writing and actually reading briefs, you can actually get directly when you read something, a competitor, when you check a document, you can extract directly the template that they are writing about. If you see that, okay, they did it wrong, I will try it the same, but I will do it right this way. Then you may get initial ranking quite easily.
Hmm. Okay.
It, how quickly you are going to get it depends first of how popular the query is. Okay, they will give chances to new documents easier if the demand is popular.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 Nicely summarized. And okay, so Harry, I would like to ask like your process about I mean, number one, writing the title tags first, like in the
Mm-hmm.
map, and because it all sync together to in order to perform better. The meta title, meta description, and H1. I mean, how do you connect these things together? Number one, and how do you differentiate that? Okay, like this is your H1, this is your title. Which attribute should be coming in which is your question format, which is something okay, but what are the like best practices as well? And if for example, if you go to the maybe the second tab,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you can tell, or based on your experience by writing one or two title tags, or one title tag with one meta description with one H1. How to connect these things together? I mean, to pass the to reflect the central search intent of that specific document.
You mean all in one document, right?
Yeah, just for one document, the
Okay.
title and then H1.
Okay, you can see how we did it here, right? On the previous video, we say, okay, so here, for example, we have the types. So we cover this part of the H1. Okay. Then we wrote here some attributes of each morpho type that which are reflected on this question.
Sure.
Okay. Now, if, for example, we have something that we are going to sell, let's say that our source context here is giving loans. Let's say we're a bank, or like trying to apply for a loan. I would add my source context here at the end. So we are actually, if I remember well, it's been a week since we did the first video. So okay, everything is kind of blurry. But I think that this is what we did. This is our source context, right? The mortgage rate. So we're trying to get the source context is mortgage rate. So this is how I connect. This is the attributes of the types, and I'm trying to connect them with our mortgage rates, which is later on here. And this is this is. So this is how I connect it. Everything that is mentioned on the title should reflect the document right here. Okay. There are, in some cases, I can tell you that we don't have enough search. We not have enough data to build a whole title on this. Okay, for example, we just have this one. Okay, so then we actually use our brain. Okay, what people are searching on this mortgage type. So let's say or you can use an LLM to ask what people usually ask about this and get some attributes. Or you can have the predicates. You can have this kind of things that will give you relevance. It's all about the mortgage of this mortgage type. At the end, if I see that nothing is working on this kind of, because this is actually is going to be a template brief, right? Because we have one, and if we may end up having 18 of them. So this will be a template brief. So let's say all you need to know from experts. This is my last resort. So it's all focused on this term, nothing more. Of course, I have tried in another one, in this mortgage type, I may try, I will go with this. Okay, interest rates, credit score.
So how do you decide that which template you will be using? Like first you use all you need to know, then you've used interest rate, credit score, minimum income, and there one could also be possibly you can write it what is assumable mortgage. This could also be. So how do you differentiate which specific template you have to use and which scenario?
You need to try them.
Okay, testing.
Yeah. You try both of them, let's say, and all together. like publish 6 of them like this, 6 of them like this, and see which one is the index gets ranking first, means okay, people react to it. Also, what you are doing is actually checking the click-through rate. If you see that this gets like 1,000 impressions, but gets 100 clicks,
Which
it's
is
like
very
you
good.
get 10. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay,
Mm.
and then for this one, for example, it's you get again 1,000, but you may get 5,000, and then you get just 50 clicks. Okay, here you are shit. It's not
Mm.
good.
Mm.
Could be the title. If you are going to change the template, what I do here, okay, so I decide at the end that from these 6, from these 5, let's say 5 or 6 template briefs, okay,
Mm-hmm.
my click-through rate is shit. So I think that people do not like this. Here I get
Mm-hmm.
better historical data, so I'm a better candidate here.
Mm.
Then I decide that I'm going to do all of these. I'm going to do them like this one because it gets better click-through rate. So what I do here, I slowly change all these templates to the other one. And because I'm going to change the title, the meta title, and the H1, I need
Mm-hmm.
also to change at least 30% of the document. So what I do is I'm slightly changing the order. Okay. So I'm also going to have enough GSC data. So I will again reorder based on the sales demand, the actual brief. So I'm going to do this on a later step. This is going to be all you know to know by mortgage expert. I added the word mortgage expert, so because I want to be classified as a mortgage expert. Um,
Mm. Okay.
and here, okay, so reorder the document based on the GSC data,
Data.
and
The
actually, and maybe remove or add, not actually, and remove or add supplementary content. Sometimes if you see that some of the content does not reflect to the GSC data, you can actually remove it or make it smaller. Just
mm-hmm.
um, this, uh, this is actually, yeah, remove or shrink. Is that the right word? Let me check. Yeah,
Yeah, it is correct.
yeah, okay.
Mm.
Shrink the section is that doesn't seem looks right. Okay, we can use a bird summary for this to make it and to provide like 50% less content on this section. You can also change the question template
Mm-hmm.
for less prominence. So if you have, for example, prominence, like if you have a list, do a paragraph. If you have list plus H3s, for example,
Mm-hmm.
do just a list. this is how you lower the prominence of the document of each section. So then the document gets the highlight, for example, only on the right sections, and is including. You get it. You're actually changing the percentage of supplementary to main context.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
And here,
Yeah.
let me to change the title, you need to change at least 30% of the document. Then I also change the date of the publication date. So it is considered a new document.
Yeah, okay, got it, by the way. Okay, so if the 41 row assumable mortgages, interest rate, credit score, minimum income. Let's suppose this is the brief we're gonna write. So first you define each one. Like for this title, interest rate, credit score, minimum income, assumable mortgages. How do you define the H1? Is it the same with the title, or it can be?
Yes, this is what I normally do because Google is going to change it and in a way you may not like. So I always keep the meta title and the H1 identical. Yeah, and also sometimes, for example, if you decide another template that would, if you decide, yeah, another brief template, what assumable mode. If you do something like this, Google will initially delete this. And then you end up like this, which you don't want. Okay, you may do a synonym here or try something more generic. It's always best for Google not to rewrite your heading, your H1, your meta title, is provide the main entity first. And never use exact one later on, because if they see a question, they will rewrite it straight away.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. I have a couple of questions regarding contextual bridges. Number one, if we are writing on mortgage types, for example, and we have a root document as well on what is mortgage. So the thing is, for example, if we write, if there's an H2 of what is mortgage in the main content, so is it possible that we link from the main content to the root document, or we always go in the supplementary content for contextual bridges?
Look, here, for example, we wrote this is like considered like the pillar content of all the bridges of all the mortgages, right?
Yeah.
So, and this one would be our template, our brief for each one of them. Here, if we have one, so we already have one here, so we will link here. Okay. Then what I do, depending how popular this page is comparing to this one, I'm going to link back or not. So let's say that these two these have like search demand of 300K a month. The other one has, let's say, 250. But this one, the mortgage types, somebody is looking for the mortgage types, has 50. Okay, it makes sense to put this as a quality node. So, okay, we are going to link this one and this one, but let's try not to link from this one back, because we want to keep the outgoing links, the links low here. Okay. Sometimes you may not link at all, so to preserve the page rank here, and also to keep all your visitors there the longer you can. Then perhaps you may put a widget here or something, or as we said before, a call to action, to convert them. So you got everybody, all the users, on the path that you actually want. So, for example, if the others are not that popular, this one, for example, has 10. Okay, you can actually link from this one to, let's say, come on. Okay, we have again this one right here, and then so we decide that, okay, we're going to link to the pillar page, so we get all the traction to the pillar page, and from the pillar page we got them to the quality node. So we can do it either on the main context or the supplementary. What I do in these cases, like, let's do a brief. Okay. So if we have this one as an H1, and we have like a question, what is reverse mode gauge? Okay, we got an H2. And let's say we have another 10 or 15 questions right here, could be less. And then we have an H3 here, that here we draw the line of the supplementary content, and we say what are the best popular okay, and then here we link to the pillar page. Okay, since we have a page, this is going to be green. And then we continue the supplementary. So we have the first link, which is the most important. Right here, we may actually not link to any other pages. Here, you already know from the topical map what will be your quality nodes, okay? Or if you are going to change the quality nodes after the first 3 months, 6 months, what pages have the right impressions, the right amount of impressions to give you the quality nodes that you want. So that's how I do it. On the first question, on the first section, right after the main context. Sometimes it could be an H2, but an H2 should also reflect here. Okay, so you could, for example, test like the number, the like second best mortgage for audience, also for low incomers. You could do like this, and then since you got it here on the title, an H2, and you got it also right here. But you need to test this kind of template to see if it's working. This is very specific audience, so I wouldn't recommend doing this. Should be broad.
Okay. Okay. So one question. Can you go back to last tab which you were creating, sheet 5?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So for example, for reverse mortgage, we're doing this, and there's an H2. What are the most popular mortgage types? Like the rest of the 17 types, the same question will be repeating. What are the most popular mortgage types? So how to make this question unique for each type so it don't get compete with each other?
Okay. So you can get different predicates here. Popular. You can get famous,
Hmm.
best selling. You can do just best. Okay. You can do for low incomers. You can do for tax reasons. I'm just thinking about. I still do not know the audience, the topic, right? For tax reasons.
So
So
you.
so you give different perspectives. This is how you differentiate one. You can also differentiate the template answer here. So you can use a list plus list definition. Okay, you can use a paragraph,
Mhm.
like this is a exact definitive answer. You can say just is a reverse mortgage the best. So here it becomes a direct definitive answer. So you can also do a table rather than a list. Okay,
But the thing is,
so
we have a main page on mortgage types. So if we expand this section instead of just paragraph, will not it compete with the main page mortgage types?
no, because it will be much smaller and you will include a link to the pillar page.
Hmm.
You understand?
Okay.
So you're actually giving relevance from the mortgage type to the types.
Hmm.
So you differentiate with words and also here with answer templates. You got it? You can use also a table. A table, no, because this is the highest prominence. And I use them only for a quality node. And you need to know if you have a quality node there. A
Uh,
table where, for example, you can use rates. If you are using a table, use good numbers. I mean, a good source,
mhm.
a good source of these numbers. Because if you are using a table, you want them featured.
And you recommended that either we go with what are the most popular mortgage types, either this question angle or the other one is a reverse mortgage, the best mortgage type. So just want to make them unique. That's why you said sometimes you use this
Yeah,
question,
you can
sometimes
change them. You can change them on each template, on each not template. You can change them on each brief, so they
individual
all
type.
be unique. Yes. Uh, this is a
Hmm.
Boolean question. Okay. I would not use this a lot because Boolean questions should go very low on the document and should
Yeah.
not have like H3 plus, H3, H, okay, let's say H3 or H4 to H6. But you can use it even lower. If you don't link above this section, you can use it lower.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Can you differentiate between quality node and typical node? Like what is the criteria to select?
Okay, the a quality node should be uh, a page that either should bring all your conversions, or the one it will be, for example, a page that you always try to link to. Okay, so it's like building the audience that will end up on this page. And on this quality node, it may rank, it may not rank, but it could be like you give something different on the
Mm-hmm.
on the on your audience, the general audience that you are referring to, but should have a clear intent, like, okay, I'm trying to convert this to this. And in my case, I have like 4 or 5 4 quality nodes on the big content network that 2 of them are ranking, the rest are not ranking, but it gives a lot of information to the audience that they don't know that they should know yet.
Okay,
In
okay,
in
makes sense.
in any in short terms, it's the most linked page and most linked document on the on your topical map.
Okay, okay. And you mentioned that if you have like for one brief document, you have like 3 quality nodes that can be linked in a page. So the quality nodes always go in the main content in order to contextually make them contextual bridge. Is that correct?
That doesn't really, it's not necessary for this. Depending your template, depending the
Mm-hmm.
brief, you can link within the main content, you can link on the supplementary content. If you don't have links on the main content, you can link on the supplementary content. Just make sure, in most cases, that it is your first link
Uh-huh, okay.
on the document. But
And
what
is
if
there,
you have more? Okay, if you have more, of course, it will be second or third.
mhm. Okay, is there any specific criteria for building contextual bridges? Like you always link to root document from, I mean, okay, let me give you an example. I mean, there's an core section, there's an outer section. There's
Mm-hmm.
quality nodes, there are typical nodes, and there are some nodes that are like just relevant, not even quality apart from that taxonomy. So, for example, if you're writing a core, for example, if you're writing a quality node from core section of your topical map, will you not link to outer section documents, or will you not link to typical nodes, or will you just focus on relevancy and make contextual bridges, and vice versa?
I would say because it will be the most linked node, I would try to preserve that. I would only link between quality nodes.
You will only link between quality nodes.
Yes,
And
because I'm trying to prevent this page rank and
mhm,
also the clicks between each other. And also remember that the quality node should have the conversion in mind. Okay, so try to make the Chrome signals better, keep the user there, make him scroll, make him interact there. So that's important.
okay, can I share my screen for a second? I just want to
Sure,
make.
yeah.
Thank you. Mm, okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, if I say this is my node, and this is, for example, quality node, sorry, node from course section. Okay, and there's like course section, it's like outer section, and it's like root, make it like top, just like seat. Okay, and in core they're like quality node as well, and typical nodes, and in outer, both in there as well. Okay, so for example, I'm doing brief for quality node of from core section like this. So can you like link me, make some picture, for example, will also, or there's one important criteria which is relevancy, based on relevancy. So this can be applied to any brief
Okay,
document.
add there. Okay, on the relevancy, next to the relevancy, add also prominence
Mhm.
and popularity. This is your sales demand. First, you have the prominence, then popularity, then the relevancy.
Like this.
Exactly. Okay, so you get the popularity from the GSC data, or from wherever, however you make your research about the sales demand. Okay, so this is how you prioritize on which quality node you get the best possible result. So quality node should have popularity, right? So you
Mhm.
got this check on everyone. Then from a typical node, okay, it's pretty obvious that the prominence should be the topic you're writing about, the main
Mhm.
entity, whatever you're doing. Then let's say you have your whole topical map that produces like 100 nodes, let's say 100 briefs.
Mhm.
Okay, then you say, okay, I have these 5 quality nodes.
Mhm.
Okay, write them down because we will forget. We'll
Okay.
try to make a percentage later on.
What
Okay,
should I?
so let's say we have 100 typical nodes,
Um, okay. Yeah.
and we have let's say 5 quality nodes.
Okay.
Okay, so depending the popularity, these 5 nodes will for sure have popularity, right?
Hmm.
Okay. On the other typical nodes, may not have good, they may not have good search demand. We always target for nodes with search demand. But let's say initially we made mistakes, they do not have search demand. On the typical nodes that are popular, we will try to link to the quality nodes.
Mhm.
That's how relevant the typical node to the quality node is. Okay, how semantically, what is the distance? Okay,
Mhm.
we try to make them as close as possible. If, for example, uh, based on the search, we cannot find relevance from a typical node to the quality node, okay, we skip it.
Hmm.
If in our head we think that okay, there is relevance and we can prove it, we do link there, okay, because we will show Google something different, okay, something that does not already exist. Okay, we can do it. We can link there, but we put a pin there on this document that say, okay, this is a test. If this is not, if Google does not picks it up after 6 to 9 months, okay, we should revisit that and fix it. Remove the link there and uh, keep it on the safe side. So in my case, from when the relevancy is close and the popularity is high, I always link to a quality node, and specifically to a quality node that is uh, very much closer to the quality node, because we have 5. Not all of them could be so semantically picking uh, close. Okay. That's how I do it. In general, I have a rule like when the search demand is high, I try to make the quality node within a typical node to give the right prominence to the section of the quality node with popularity. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got it.
That's why I told you that before in the previous video, I told you that you already know when you design the topical map. So
Mm.
it's like when you have the white canvas, this is when you actually uh, want know already where you want to link and how to get there. The brief is just structure the questions how to get where you want.
Okay, okay, got it. So from
It's
typical.
quite difficult, but if you know the niche and the market, it's
Mhm.
quite easy.
Yeah, I see. And from typical nodes, you link to your quality nodes based on the popularity and relevancy. And in your quality nodes, you only link to the quality nodes that are relevant, for example. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
correct. But it depends how how prominent these quality nodes are within your topical map. If they are not very prominent, because okay, you have five. Let's say we link on 35% of the typical nodes, we
Mhm.
link to the quality nodes. Uh, some of them may left out. So when building new nodes, just give them the right attention, the right prominence with, for example, the new typical node.
Okay, okay. So when it comes to root and seed, I mean, so where in which nodes of your topical map, like core, outer, quality, typical, you link your root. I mean, you from all your articles you link to your root. I think it's not the right case. Then what should be the best practice here?
As we said on the previous video, root uh, is not is subjective. I mean, um, if you have a small tree within a tree, okay, the seed and the root is different. So if you have a cluster, for example, if you're writing, I can name it like a subtopical map. Your root is this one. Okay. So, but the website, the whole topical map has different roots. So you
Mhm.
need to prioritize this one. Um, in my case, as I told you before, it all comes with the popularity. If your route is more popular from the seed, okay, you can link. But if not, you're trying to 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 differentiate that so all the popular nodes get the right linking, the most prominent linking.
Mhm. If I show you, this is a root, this is seed, or you can say root of outer. This is core, Germany visa. This is
Okay.
expanded Germany visa requirements color. So these are the nodes that are expanded in core section, and this is the, you can say, seed or root of the core. This is the root of the outer, and this is the root
Mhm.
of the topical map. So in this
Mhm.
case, like if you're writing about population in Germany, will you link to Germany?
Actually, not really, because am I trying to rank for Germany?
No.
Okay, so why to link there?
Germany is just for, you see, the website Wisdom.net, he did just for topical coverage. I mean, he didn't mean to rank that specific topic.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. You want imagine it. Imagine like a connection. You're trying to build a connection, okay, and you're trying to build a connection with only the right intent. Okay, so if somebody searches for climate in Germany, you're
Mhm.
never going to run with the source context of visa. But
Correct.
if a foreigner has already some uh, intent hints that okay, I may move to Germany, Okay, so I may require a visa. Then I would be more important as a website for this audience. Okay, and this is what I am actually want to rank there, not the other like climate in Germany. Okay, so you give this kind of prominence to your document, to the whole document. Koray is covering the life in Germany because it needs to be covered, not in a prominent way, just because, and if you see, it covers this in a few documents, because
Hmm.
these documents are never going to run. And he knows already, that already. That's why he doesn't link them. He links them only on the sidebar, just for indexing purposes.
Okay, okay, I see, I see. Yeah, pretty much.
But
I
but if in any case this climate in Germany gives you uh, enough clicks, I would put a link there, but not to the Germany, to the root. I would put into a quality node that I want to convert.
okay. Nice. Okay, so I would like to ask some questions about content configuration since it's directly linked with semantic briefs. I mean, when you publish a page, after publishing, after a certain amount of time, I will first ask how much, after how much time you will do content configuration, or what's the criteria that you see that now you should do content configuration for this document. These, number one, this question. Number two, how you do content configuration.
Very short questions. No, no.
I
So
will surprise the process.
depends the seasonality. Okay, I'm in travel, mostly in travel section. So we have seasonality in 6, 7 months are very busy. The other are very less busy. We have the
Mhm.
booking season, which is like half between off season and low season. That means we may get a lot of traffic, but we have less conversions.
And yeah.
Like in travel sector, we call it the dreaming phase. That people actually dreaming to get there and actually dreaming start. It's one step before planning. On planning, we get both visits and conversions. That's the best season for us. Um, Now, you want the content configuration to happen on the rise of the clicks.
Mhm.
So, on the rise of the clicks. So, you need to plan it like 4 to 5 weeks before this happens. So, if you have historical data, let's say last year in February, you want your new document to be published during this period, 4 to 5 weeks before the search demand increases, the impressions increases, so you get more clicks.
Mhm.
Um, you need to find this kind of patterns. You may have a quality node that gets, for example, uh, traffic 12 months. Okay. You need to find, to be even more specific. Let's say on Sundays, you get much more impressions. You publish on Saturday evening. So you go with a bang. Okay. So I get it is tested with a Chrome, uh, uh, the Chrome data. So you get the right evaluation and it may stick or may not stick in the search. Uh, how you do the content configuration? Okay, you can use the GSC data or you can use the BigQuery data uh, with their API to get much more value of data because the BigQuery gives you more impressions and more clicks rather than the GSC. You can use a Looker template to get all the data. It's by default, GSC hides around 30% of the clicks, especially in low impressions count and low clicks count.
Mhm.
Uh, and then again, you prioritize based on the sales demand. If you think that you got some intent wrong, or if you got some prominence of the document wrong, you change it. You can even change, you can make, as I told you before, you can make a section shorter with a bird summary. You can delete a question that doesn't match your GSE data, your GSE impressions. Okay, so okay, I got this wrong. I will make it more relevant, or change the question type. Then I would also change the title just a bit. Sometimes I just change the attributes because it makes sense to change them. For example, if you're writing about a monument or a site, and the first you're writing with history, attractions, and where to eat, or what to eat, or this kind of things, and then your source context. Uh, you got it, okay. For example, this site, more people are looking on what things to do within this document, within this monument or this site, rather than what is the history of this site. So I actually changed that, and then also move the things to do section higher on the document, and actually make it even longer. You can even change the order of the things to do, like moving number 3 to number 5, number 4 to number 6, this kind of thing. So your document would look unique, and change the title, and then try it again on the best possible day, on the best possible time, month, week, whatever. I can tell you that on a website, I have 500 briefs ready to be posted, but I don't have the time to post them on the right time. Okay, so this may be outdated now, so we need to check them again. But timing is very important to get the momentum, and when you get the momentum and you get the right Chrome data, you may get stable rankings and stable historical data.
Yeah, amazing. You literally summarized your whole experience in one minute. Nice. And Harry, by the way, where do topical borders, semantic distance come into play when you do content configuration? Like, do you really think about topical borders? Like, definitely based on your search console data, historical data, you can say, look at topical borders and you look at semantic distance, change semantic distance. Then you decide that whether you want to like remove this section, change order this section, or for example, re-optimize this section, de-optimize or demote this section, or open a new page for this specific context. I mean, is it how you make it?
Yes. I mean, I'm a very data-driven person, right? I need to see if I make a change, why I will make it. If not, I was wrong. I go back and change it again. But okay, what is exactly contextual border? Okay, so let's say in mortgages, right? Let's say we want to cover the insurance based on these mortgages, right? The contextual border is okay. Try to be to hold yourself and not expand to the insurance section because it's a whole other topic. Okay, so draw the line that I'm going to cover insurance only when it comes to mortgages. All right, so this is a contextual border. Still, you already know that from your topical map. Okay, I will go there, but I only touch the things that are connected to the mortgages, not anything else. In my mind, to have the contextual border is very clear if you have a good topical map and you already know where to go, how to go, and where to link to, and you will already know from the topical map. it's more in my head. It's more to cover the attributes, the intents, the vectors, and the perspectives on the field that you think that your audience would need to, nothing more.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the contextual border. And it's actually a border. Okay, so don't go there unless you want to cover. Because if you open a line, if you open a new node about insurance, it will be actually a negative factor to your own uh, um, to your own topical map. Okay, why you're writing this? Since you are want to be considered an expert in mortgages,
Hmm.
cover it on a way that you should. As Koray covers Germany and life in Germany and visiting Germany to the visa. Not
Hmm.
a lot, not, and specifically, I would not do it in specific nodes, only on nodes that can be
Hmm.
connected.
Okay, so where do you see the role of competitors in all this content configuration? Do you see the competitor changes, etc., or just you look at the historical data and do the content configuration?
You know, I was just checking now because it's our high season and I do most of the content configuration now. Um, uh, I can see that people actually change depending on the season. People change the way they search for a specific thing. Okay,
Hmm.
they may include the city within a monument, for example. They may uh, search for the history of this monument during the
Mhm.
winter because they are on the dreaming phase. Uh, but when they actually are here, they're already in the town, and they actually, when they search for this, they actually need directions how to get there. So these kind of things change, and they change quite often. Uh, for example, the 3 months to 9 months or a year is quite different. So you need to adjust.
Mhm.
Uh, Either find something that satisfies the user in terms of click-through rate, and you are happy with it. I
Mhm.
mean, cover all the attributes, how to get there, the history, and the things to do this in one document, or changing them 4 to 5 weeks because before this search pattern changes. The competitors, no, they are not too advanced. I cannot see anyone be so advanced in order to figure these
Yeah.
patterns out. Okay, so yeah, if they see a drop in like
Mhm.
3 months, they think, okay, let's rewrite it from the scratch. And that's actually the number one um reason why they're not going to rank again on this one.
Mm. Amazing.
It's
Nice.
better to go where you want in 2, 3, 4 steps rather than scrape it and rewrite it. Okay. Because if you rewrite it, you're changing the whole document. Okay. Sometimes Google even doesn't pick up the changes in 3 months because the um, the query is not popular. Okay, you
Mm.
can you what you can do is make another change and see, okay, why this document changed 2 times within let's say 2, 3 months. Okay, and then you may get the right attention.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for your time. And okay, one last question, by the way. Regarding scaling, I heard a lot about you that I mean, you scaling. I mean, if you can tell how many, by the way, documents you're publishing per month or per day, for example, for your all websites.
I don't have a pattern on this, you know.
Uh,
I would say I used to do before I met Corey. I used to do every Wednesday one document
uh-huh.
for like 3 years. For like
Okay.
3 years.
Mm.
Okay, it gave me stability but not at the end, for example, of the year, I got steady increase. Okay. By doing this, Google expecting me a new post every Wednesday. So they don't visit my website often. They do it, for example, every Thursday to get the new document. It's like they train their own bots to come efficiently when they think that a new document is coming. I change that. When the search demand is high, I publish a lot, like 5 a day, 6 a day, and then in complete random way, I try to make it. For example, my busiest day is Sunday and Monday, so I try to post more of the content there. During the winter, when we are like off season, doesn't really matter if I don't post at all. Just to keep the frequency, I may publish 1 or 2 per week. But yeah, even Google doesn't pick up the changes soon enough. So I prefer to catch a momentum rather than depend your topic bank, how many your content bank, depending how many documents you have ready to post, you adjust your frequency there.
Nice.
And I also put on the content, on the new content, I also add the content configuration, because this changes also your engrams, so it changes your website. I would put also the content configuration within the content publishing frequency, especially now that we are in the core, in the August core algorithm update. You go all in and change, do the content configuration here. You don't want new pages scrolled here now at this time. You just do only the old pages.
Nice, nice. So if you have like 5,000 pages you have to publish, your topical map is so big, for example. If you like start writing content, I mean human content, for example, based on following each rule, you will end up like one article for every 2 days, right? And you have like max 3 writers. I mean, if you do math, it's gonna maybe take 2 years, 3 years to even get to that state when you like to that topic authority. Like, so now how
You lost the momentum already.
so how you make this process streamlined with some momentum and with some scaling, for example?
Okay, let's make a. You first need to make a plan to see. Okay, I want 50% of the topical map covered in 3 months.
Sure.
Okay, and the next 50% we will do it in 18 months or like 12 months. Okay, so we have covered like 15 months of the whole topical map. So 3 months, you post 50% of the topical map. Let's say it's like 1,000 nodes or like 5, I don't know. Go with a bank like 10 a day, 10, 15, 12, 13, 11, 10 and 15 a day for like 10 days. Then you adjust your frequency to what you want from then. So let's say from the first month to the third month, I need to post 50. So change the velocity to cover this one. Then you want to split everything, the rest of the topical map, to the next 12 months. So adjust accordingly. Find the patterns to what to post when. Okay. I would go and build a cluster. I will publish a cluster altogether and just leave 2 or 3 documents for later use. And then together with the rest of the 50% of the topical map, it will be already 3 months. So you start also the content configuration. So you have, are you with me? Are you still with me? Okay, so we have 50% of the map published. The rest of the 50% would be the rest and the content configuration. Okay, so that it will keep you busy. So if you think that the project is large enough, hire more writers to have it according to that. Also check the competitors, how often they publish and how often they reconfigure. You want to be like 10 to 20% better than them. If they publish 5 a week, you go 6. If they publish 20 a month, you go 24.
Nice, nice.
Okay, and just keep that steadily. Okay, because persistence and stability will give you the authority on the long run.
Nice, nice. I see. And I think you shared literally almost everything that I guess no one even tried to think to share these kind of nuggets on online. And I hope sharing knowledge is good. I mean, for example, and people will learn, because learning things and then implementing things vary too much. Like when everyone has the access to course, for example, but most of the people, and then they learn and implementation, this is the hard thing, for example, and then implementation and then testing again and figuring out the best for your website. So I guess this is a long journey, and literally we are like playing our part to educating the audience with our experiences, and I must appreciate your time. And by the way, one last thing, for this is kind of conclusion thing, for the audience who's watching, would you like to give some advice to the people who like just starting this semantic SU journey, or want to, for example, create briefs? Any tips, any guidelines?
People tend to learn much better from their mistakes. So if you practice, if you do implement a topical map and make a mistake, it will be much better. You will learn much faster, not faster actually, okay, it will long, but you will know what you did wrong. So rather than me or you saying, okay, do this or don't do this as a rule, but there is not a rule, because on your niche, the rule may be different. Okay. So, or on your tests, something may be not a rule, as we say. So you know your audience, you know your niche better. So you do this. Do it wrong, fix it, try something else, fix it, redo it again. Trial and error, observe, fix, do the patterns, check the patterns, and this is how you do. People are mostly theoretical, or trying to do theoretical things. Okay, just do a demo website and just practice things. What I have recently done is, okay, just create another website competing to yours, or with an alias, with another name and another, just to collect the GSE data. Okay, it may never rank, it could be on the top 100. So, but use this data just to get a good content brief for your good website. This is a wide choice. You may never rank, but this is not the purpose of ranking. Just do a similar, just write AI content. It will take you like 5 minutes to post. Just collect everything you want, or to see what is more popular and when it's popular, and publish it the right time, the right entities, the right vectors, the right intents on your good website.
Nice, nice, amazing. And Harry, by the way, where people can follow you and connect with you?
They can on LinkedIn, on Facebook, anywhere they want. Honestly, I don't share a lot of content. I as a as a character, I'm very humble and very low key. I prefer my work to talk itself rather than me.
Yeah.
If
And
anyone wants
and
to
that thing,
contact me,
one of your projects, literally everyone in the cohorts, they are literally discussing your that project. I would not name it because since it's confidential, but your efforts are speaking for itself. Don't worry.
uh, yeah, it does. The thing is, all right, now I'm exploring on this specific project, I'm exploring a more UX, uh, I focus more on the UX to try
Hmm.
to convert more. And
Hmm.
I actually hired a UX designer from the biggest brand available just to help me figure out, not figure out, actually test things on the website on the conversion part. This is really huge. And I believe that semantically and uh, design, within the design perspective, I can achieve even more. And that's the main goal, right? You need to have the right uh, business-like mind. Okay, you don't want just the traffic. You want the conversions. That's the end goal on everything.
Nice, nice. All right, Henry, I guess that's about it. We almost done almost 4 hours, I guess. And literally, I enjoyed the conversation. There's literally a lot to ask, but I won't make it like 10 hours video or 12 hours. Maybe we'll do another part on like more disciplines. And I think the audience gonna love it. And maybe if there's some questions or feedback, I'll share with you. And thank you once again for your time and like sharing
No
literally,
problem.
yes, man. And I hope you will get reward for this. And that's it, I guess. Thank you for your time. Have
Thank
a
you very
good.
much. It was my first podcast. I hope I was quite,
Mm.
quite screen friendly.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.